Good evening, brothers and sisters of the Leaf. Coming to you live from the main stage of the Apache Saloon on the outskirts of Asahi, Japan. It's the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. Tonight, the boys discuss gender sensibilities and zombie-infused rock and fucking roll as they dig into the batshit crazy 1999 Japanese cinematic treat that is Wild Zero. The crew will be lighting up the honorable Room 101 Namakubi Ranfla cigar, courtesy of Famous Smoke Shop, and pairing it with two classic Japanese beers, Sapporo and Kirin Ichiban. It sounds like the guys are going to have more fun tonight than Caitlyn Jenner running wild with a 20% off your entire purchase coupon at Dress Barn. Okay, am I really allowed to tell that joke? Are you trying to get me into trouble here? You know, maybe I should just speak to my lawyer about that one. Well, anywho, sit back, folks, light 'em up, and enjoy the show.
And I was going to have Fritz do a cover version of that song Turning Japanese by the Vapors for tonight's show, but such last minute notice, I figured that'd be kind of unfair. And I was like, well, Mincy likes to sing on the show. Maybe I'll just get him to do it, but the doctor's not here tonight.
No.
Have any boys talked to the doctor since Cats Fest?
No.
I haven't.
Do we know if he's alive?
He always pulls through. He always.
Not a peep, huh?
You can't kill the doctor.
He's a doctor. I'm very certain.
Should I start expecting that knock on the door? Do I need to start getting my new character, my Law and Order CSI suspect guy? Am I in some kind of trouble here, officer? You know what? Maybe I should just talk to my attorney. That was I don't know. As far as my characters go, I was pretty proud of that. Here's my thing. Those guys on those shows, it's not just like the businessmen that are suspected of murder. Like when they interrogate like the pizza boy, the pizza delivery guy, he's like, whoa, am I in some kind of trouble here? You know, maybe I should just talk to my lawyer.
Wow,
Do they have lawyers?
For a pizza guy, you're well connected.
Is this like a step of adulthood I missed where you have a lawyer? I wouldn't know the first place to look for a lawyer.
I'm assuming so. I mean, unless
You have 3 lawyers.
well, that's
How many lawyers
different.
do you have?
Well, I only have one.
But if you got trouble with the cops, you would say that and you'd actually have a lawyer?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, I think
his
that's
number.
more of a protection on their part. Like, should I talk to my lawyer? Wait, do you have a lawyer? I really don't.
I really don't.
I heard everybody else say it. I thought it would be good.
I've seen enough Law and Order to know this is what I'm supposed to say.
Well, I think I can pull it off like I know what I'm saying, but they might see through it. Did you guys believe it? Yeah. Look, am I in some kind of trouble here? If I am, maybe I should just talk to my attorney. Does it sound like I have a lawyer?
It does. I mean, unless you start like using it like all the time. When
I
someone,
did
like,
at Cats Fest. Like, you know, I think there was an incident at the food truck where my pants fell down. I was like, whoa. Am I in some kind of trouble here? You know what? Maybe I should just... And then I fell over and puked. What a weekend, huh? Either way, if I finally get that audition for Saturday Night Live, that's the character I'm going with. I think that'll do it. My old
Man
one,
who needs lawyer.
man,
Continuously
I call
needs
him
lawyer.
Law and Order CSI suspect guy.
Suspect guy. All right.
But he replaces my old imprint. Remember the character I had, Scott, guy who loves Van Halen a lot? God, that guy loved Van Halen. But anyway, the doctor will be back in due time, I'm sure. But
I'm sure he will be.
It might be far too soon to tell. Jeez.
Oh, I don't know. If he felt anything like I felt, that was...
Well, let's get into Cats Fest, but first let me welcome our loyal diehard listeners out there and our new listeners.
Hey, yeah.
Man, we met a lot of... Welcome, everybody, real quick to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast, episode 32, I think.
Yeah.
32.
32. It's a good number.
And it was great meeting him. It absolutely was really cool.
We're joking about Cats Fest, the big cigar festival we attended last weekend, Memorial Day weekend. It's one of many reasons we've been kind of a little scattered here, podcast-wise of late, which we're going to rectify. But man, meeting people that listen to the show and
it was really cool here in the top of the hills.
Dude's coming up to the top of the hill, baby. It was really cool. I met quite a few guys that listened to the show, and we set up camp. We cruised in as usual early Friday, San Antonio, and you'd be proud of us, listeners. We true to our true to who we are, we immediately just started drinking our fucking faces off. It was like we'd been in a desert for. It was horrible.
You guys know that's not water. Oh.
My favorite memory, which one of the few that I actually do, is just everybody looking at us like, "Oh my god, you guys actually are this alcoholic."
We're maniacs. And I kept looking to Tut like, we're going for this. We're doing. He's like, it's expected of us.
I kept wondering, looking around, like, how are these people still standing? We're like fighting off the blackness, and like, oh wait, it just dawned on me, none of them are drinking at all. Oh no,
we had
actions.
We jest, but we had a blast.
It was a great time,
and everybody was drinking. I mean, that Friday night pre-party is just bananas.
Yeah.
I want to give a thanks first and foremost to Storm, the guy who. And Chris Pretoris and Jane Bow and Storms. Well, all the people that actually make the festival happen. It was, it's just getting better and better. The less I remember every year, the more I guess the better it was. I want to thank the Core Zero guys and Drew Estate for the Friday night party.
Yeah.
We actually hung out with the Core Zero guys quite a bit over the weekend. They're good dudes.
Do you remember his name?
I do.
What's his name?
His name is Nick Ngati.
There you go. Nailed it, Nick, just for you.
Apparently, I shunned him at the VIP party, and he went back to these guys like, God, man, Cade's a dick. Like, he looked me right in the eyes and just turned his back to me. I was like, and the truth is, I have that thing where I don't ever assume anyone remembers me. So I did. But we ended up hanging out a lot with those guys. But the pre-party was awesome. Nick ended up giving us some, what was that, 18-year?
Oh, do you mean the
Floridicana?
Floridicana? Yeah, 18-year
rum.
Oh, that was good stuff.
It was.
I think he slipped the doctor the 8-year
because he gave him the bottle.
Because by that time, the doctor was just in his own stratosphere.
Well, we all were in rough room, but we got to see a lot of old folks.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with Steve Saka.
Yeah.
I actually won a box of our number one cigar of last year, the Sober Mesa.
Awesome.
I will be bringing it to the pub when my triumphant return to the pub. I'll be bringing some to share with you fine fellows.
Nice.
But that was great. VIP party, got a lot of great cigars. Got to chat with Steve Sock a little bit. We started off the day early Saturday with about an hour and a half interview with Jonathan Drew.
Yeah.
The one and only. I say it was an interview. That was not an interview. It was a conversation with Jonathan Drew.
Yeah.
I made a last-minute audible to leave my interview notes in my backpack, and I was like, you know what? I know JD well enough. I've talked to him enough to know that's not going to work. Let's just talk. And I think just organically we covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll interview him proper down the line, but check that out. It's up on YouTube now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be slowly getting the other interviews out there. Fred Rui of Nomad was a good interview.
Oh, yeah. I like Fred.
Yeah, I like Fred a lot. Really had fun sitting down with him. Also,
it made me feel bad because I think I was a little critical of one of his Nomads.
You didn't care for the first Nomad we did, but you liked the therapy I gave you.
I did like the therapy that you gave me.
He gave me this new San Andreas that at the VIP party Friday night, and it was I'll have to smoke more of them, but it was maybe the best thing I've had out of Nomad.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be curious for that as well.
And then we had our buddy Derek Matthews from Black Label come on the show, talk about what they're up to.
Yeah.
He and James Brown were there.
He's the national sales
manager.
Yeah. We knew him win, man. We knew him win.
Jeez. I wonder if he's still going to talk
to us.
And,
I'm sorry,
that's
guys.
That's kind of the way this goes. People get success and they just forget about the old Tuesday Night Boys. He's a listener to the show, though, and he did emphasize when you watch his interview that we are not allowed to do our Battle of the Drunk Guys competition at TJ's now that they have their beer and booze license. But you know what? I think anybody who saw us Friday night would be like, these guys totally would do a Battle of the Drunk Guys and lose. At the end of it, it looked like what's the Battle of the Bull? It's like we're just carrying each other into the hotel, just like blood.
You can make it,
bloody
man.
faces.
I can make it.
I just remember Cody, just leave me. No, you're coming with us. But you know what? We got up
It
next
is a bit-
morning.
yeah.
We got up the next day. We did our job. We also talked to an interesting interview. I didn't know it was going to happen. Robert Caldwell.
Interview, yeah.
Which we kind of we didn't care for his cigar that we had on the show, but
Yeah.
I thought he was an interesting guy.
He's very cool. Cat,
very
man.
forthcoming.
Yeah.
And so
He didn't hold any punches. That's what I liked, and that's what I like about most of it. Now, granted, you have a lot. I was surprised at how many people had a background in marketing that I met going into the cigar industry.
Right.
And I think Fred had a marketing background.
He was kind of. He said he had a very varied background.
Yeah, he was like one of those guys that he did like all those odd
He kind of
jobs.
did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I read that he had done some marketing, but I was amazed, like even with that, because a lot of times marketing guys, they'll give you about 30% of the truth and then kind of dance around the rest.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how forthcoming that these guys were.
He was. They're really good. What we lacked in quantity this year of interviews, we did about half the number that we did, mainly because we just started off with JD and we're just kind of spent after that. I mean, to get up after that night and then go, 2 hours straight with JD.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's pretty.
I was expecting maybe 30 minutes. If we were lucky, we would get 30 minutes before they hauled him off.
I wasn't going to stop him, and it's a really good talk. And just through us kind of talking, we touch on is obviously what's going on with Drew Estate. Still very active in Drew Estate, but we go big into John Drew Brands, his spirit side, and basically we go from there all over as far as his influences, his philosophy on production and marketing, as opposed to there's no sales and marketing. Speaking of marketing, we go about his, back in the old days when he started at the World Trade Center almost 20 years ago. He gave us an exclusive scoop that he's cooking up an idea for Drew Estate's first anniversary cigar. They had never done a 10-year, all those popular things most cigars do. But man, it's funny. It's we talk a lot about music. Man, I wish I wasn't quite as blitz from the night before, because I watched back and I was like, there's some opportunities there I could have maybe explored a little more, but next time.
Yeah, but you held yourself far better than I was doing, because I was just kind of like, please don't let me throw up on Jonathan Drew.
There was some moments.
Oh, can he tell that I'm just sweating pure Woodford?
And he kept putting his bottles of booze like in our face. And we're like,
Here, smell this.
But he was awesome. So thanks, JD, for he's the biggest name in the game. Literally, that's not our opinion. He is the biggest name in cigars in North America.
Yeah.
And just to have him sit that long with us and then take time with with all of our boys afterwards and just kind of hang out.
Dude's a class act, man. Class. He could wear gold teeth.
He can wear gold teeth because he's classy like that.
Damn straight, man.
We couldn't pull that off.
No, I couldn't. Everybody would look at me like, oh, no.
No.
Take those out.
You ain't Chub Rock. Yeah, you did bring up Chub Rock.
I'm not ashamed, man.
Yeah, you were. You turned to the camera. You're like, I'm so ashamed. He's like, so what do you boys listen to? So I was like, I listen to everything.
You can't prove it.
I
Wait,
listened to
it
everything.
was on the tape.
Yeah, a little bit of Chub Rock. He's like, Chub Rock? What is this, 1990? You don't really listen to Chub Rock until I was like, yeah.
Hey, 1990, Chub Rock jumped upon the scene with a dream in a pocket full of green, man.
We can edit that out.
Right.
No.
So anyway, big thanks again to Storm for letting us do our thing there.
Yeah.
Big thanks for everyone who came over and said, "Hey, we like the show." Met a lot of new people.
Yeah. And it was there was even a lot of, I like the cigar vendors that were there, or it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, I always kind of wonder, like, what do cigar companies get by presenting at these things? But it was neat because there was one little company there called Evil Genius.
Mm-hmm.
They passed out a cigarette. I would have never discovered.
A cigarette?
I mean, not a cigarette, a cigar.
Well, you know what? It was funny because I really needed one after Friday night. This guy's brilliant. He's here selling cigarettes.
No, I would have never discovered these guys outside
it good? I
of
haven't
something
smoked
like
it yet.
that.
Was there stuff good?
Yeah, it was
I
okay.
think they gave us two. They gave a different one at the VIP party. Which you guys weren't there.
Yeah.
Those of us at the very important people party.
You just get tired of listening to this over and over again.
But they're good looking smokes, and they also provided us this nub tool in our gift bags. And for those of you that don't know, a nub tool it's usually shaped like a cigar, with two sharp little pricks on it. Prongs. Pricks.
Tricks. No,
Two
prongs.
Pricks. But when the cigar gets too little and too hot and starts burning your fingers when you're smoking, you just spear it on there, and I guess it's the cigar equivalent of a roach clip, basically.
Yeah,
Yes, it
basically
is.
it's a roach clip.
But it's very. But it
I was about to say all the old '70s cats are going. That ain't nothing but a roach clip,
it is
man.
nothing but it's very it's gloss. You know, it's.
Oh, excuse me, I've been working on my Chong voice.
think-
That's nothing but a roach clip, man.
Can we edit that out of the?
Probably.
Ah,
I think it's got a Cody. You're the craftsman there. It's got a coat of poly on there, I think.
It does.
Eh? But anyway, I used it the other night. I've never used a nub tool before. When it burned my fingers, I would just suffer through the pain, and now I don't have to. But so yeah, Evil Genius was there. I'm trying to think of some new. Our Southern Draw was there from who we interviewed last year. The Core Zero guys
Yeah.
again were there with their what was their new line, the Constitution
yeah, they had the Constitution
And what was the
then
other one?
the
And the
Declaration.
and the
Yeah.
Declaration. Very American.
Yeah,
And which one was the Figurado that they gave us Friday night? That
that was the Declaration.
that was good.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
good. I bought a box of it off of that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mr. Tuttle stood up. And,
Well, actually, I woke up the next day and I'm like, where did this box come from?
it's like cigar regret.
He stole it.
Like
He just didn't realize he
when
did.
you're a young man, you wake up next to bed with some skank in your hotel. When you get to be our age, you wake up with a mysterious box of cigars.
No,
Did I
no.
buy you last night?
That was not a skank cigar. It was a good
No,
cigar.
I didn't mean that.
Oh, okay.
I just meant our days of waking up next to Cigar Festival skanks is behind us. There weren't that many. I didn't see that many festival skanks
No,
there
there
this year.
actually wasn't.
It's kind of a sausage fest.
Well, these usually are.
Imagine that. bunch of guys at a cigar festival. But seek it out and go and plan on cats next year. I was kind of curious this year with the FDA and everybody kind of the sale
Yeah,
out of their
what the
wings,
mood would be.
and with all these companies preparing for the trade show where
Yeah,
they have to
kinda.
get everything out in order to be safe from the FDA regulations coming down, at least for 2 years. The fact that they all took the time to come out and be a part of what Storm put together was really awesome.
Yeah.
So next year, I'm sure we'll if we're welcome, we'll go back. But catfest.com.org.
Catsfestival.com.
Cats Festival. It's so awesome. I just can't possibly.
Catsfestival.com.
It's the first time anything ever went wrong.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Moving on to tonight, again, the absence from the show has hurt us as much as it's hurt you guys out there. But we're back.
It felt good. Got my homework going.
Felt good. Oh,
Doing homework.
I thought you meant it
I
felt
was
good
like-
not doing a show.
No. Well,
It has been so nice to not see you fucking assholes. No, it did feel good. I've just been horribly clogged ears and I've been feel like total ass, but something about turning the microphones on and knowing we were doing this tonight. It kept me from stepping on that chair with the belt around my neck just one more day. So thanks, guys. Did I say that out loud?
That was... Yes.
far too soon to tell.
That was Doctor-esque. So tonight, I joked at the beginning about having Fritz do a cover of Turning Japanese. Great song, by the way. And he would do an amazing
Yes.
Turning Japanese. We have a very...
Either that or the most offensive version of it imaginable.
Yeah.
little bit of A, little bit of B. We have a very Japanese-centric show for you tonight. I know what you're thinking. Where did that come from? You guys disappear for one. You come back with, we're like, what sprung that on you? Truth is, tonight's movie was the first time someone outside of the four of us have said well, we've had a lot of people say you should do this movie.
Right.
Insert Big Lebowski from every fucking loudmouth we run into. But this one came from a part of the TNCC family. Keith Howe, our awesome voiceover that greets you at the beginning and the end of each show.
Hey, Keith.
Keith Howe, when are you guys going to do Wild Zero, which is a Japanese film? We're going to get into it here in a little bit. And, hey, Keith Howe wants to hear it. God knows he's done us enough favors over the years.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I hope we do it justice. But on that same train of thought, we decided, okay, well, we're going to need a Japanese-inspired cigar, which Believe it or not, there's not that many out there. So we turned to our friends at Famous Smoke Shop, and I asked them if they'd be interested in supplying us with tonight's cigar, which they were very kind enough to do.
Very good. Thank you, guys.
You can see, holding it up here, it's a beautifully presented cigar. The Room 101 Namakubi Ecuador Ranfla, Ranfla. Namakubi is an ancient Japanese word for freshly severed head.
Which the samurai used to collect as trophies.
Correct. When a samurai would have a victory, they would serve their severed heads of their
Namakubi
enemies. They would serve the Namakubi as a
proof that they killed
the leaders of the rival samurais.
Are you impressed, Cuddy?
I am. I am very.
Here's what it said from the official release when Room 101 released it. Although in many ways long gone, samurai culture is believed to live on in spirit within certain groups, like the Tuesday Night Cigar Club.
The Tuesday Night.
No, they don't say that.
No, we are huge into Bushido.
In ancient times, when two samurai clans would gather for competition, there was a great deal at stake. Normally, the losing party would die as a result of wounds sustained in battle or be executed upon defeat. The Namakubi, or freshly severed head of the losing party, would be prepared on a wooden tray and then tagged in a regimented manner and presented to the leader of the winning clan as a gift. You guys give me cool gifts like that.
Nowadays, that's called illegal murder.
No, don't get me wrong. Your Hickory Farm.
Am I in trouble here?
Your Hickory Farm
Do I need a
sausage
lawyer?
basket's awesome.
Am I in trouble here?
am I-
Do I need a lawyer?
Do I need some kind of lawyer? See, that sounded like a guy who didn't know. I got skittish. Do I need some kind of lawyer here? Is my lawyer in trouble?
See, that's how they know.
That makes no sense.
This guy doesn't know if he needs a lawyer. We're on to him now.
What's a lawyer? Oh, we got him by the balls. It is a full-strength, perfecto-shaped cigar, 5.5 by 50 ring gauge. Honduras origin.
Really?
The
All right.
wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Fillers, Honduran and Dominican filler. I'll wait, as usual, till a little later to let you guess how much we're looking at. This cigar has been on my radar for a long time. It's got a really interesting Japanese artwork on the box that I've really liked. It gives me a big, I know, different country, but it gives me a big Trouble in Little China kind of artwork feel to it, which I always liked. I never came across them in a brick and mortar to where I could grab one.
Yeah.
But thank you to Famous Smoke Shop for submitting these for us to review. We're going to give you we can always go to famoussmokeshop.com and go to Room 101 Namakubi. Now, there's an original release Namakubi that was not Ecuadorian Habano. This is the latest incarnation of it. And just like I said, awesome presentation. And in order to not stray too far from the Japanese theme and not compete with the cigar, because I really wanted to give the cigar a fair shake and not overpower it with an IPA, or we had even talked about a double IPA at a certain point.
Yeah.
We did it. We're doing an interesting thing tonight with the beer. Yak Boy, fill us in.
Tonight we are going to be sampling 2 Japanese beers.
2 Japanese beers.
2.
There goes the first offensive.
All right.
So sorry. Oh God. All right, we're done.
No, we're not.
No, I mean,
we're not.
I mean, turn off the mics. We're done.
Am I going to be a lawyer?
Yes.
Am I in some kind of trouble here?
After tonight, we will be.
You know what? Maybe I should just talk to my attorney.
All right, we're going to be doing 2 beers, both Japanese. The first that we have started out with is Sapporo. Sapporo is actually the oldest Japanese beer. Started in 1876.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. So, I mean, in comparison to...
That's over 100 years old.
It is. This beer we're drinking is a 100-year-old beer. It's going to kill us.
No. What a way to go.
No. And as the... It was took place during the... I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. The Meiji period. Meiji Restoration, during the time that went from the shoguns back to the royal family, the emperor.
So samurais were actually around when this started.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Did samurais drink beer?
They did.
Yes.
Now, of course, the beer that they were drinking was still their first brewmaster was taught by Germans.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a lot of trade going on. There was a lot of knowledge going back and forth, and that was one of those things. And the Japanese also wanted to learn how to, make beer, and they did. And so this was one of the first breweries that started.
Okay.
And this is done as it's a pale lager. And like we say, we didn't want it to compete with cigar. So, I mean, it's still very flavorful, but it's not a dark beer.
Is there a rice component?
A little bit.
I know a lot of Japanese.
But that
wasn't a racist
not
thing.
so much. I mean, they
I'm sure everything's got to have rice.
no.
Like the Asahi was
Right. The Asahi was actually.
Yeah.
Or as Ted will call it, after a dozen
Asani?
the Asani beer.
Damn you,
Asani. There is a rice component.
A little bit.
On both beers tonight?
I believe so, a little bit in Kirin. I mean, if they don't use it now, it might be because things have changed. This is not being solely produced within Japan.
Okay.
This is actually being produced here. The Sapporo operates a brewery within the United States.
Okay.
So they're producing their beer here.
Okay.
So that component might not be in this. This one could be 100%, just barley and hops and things.
Made to appease us Americans.
I'm gonna admit it up now. I was hesitant to go with Sapporo and Kirin tonight. I love Kirin especially. I haven't had a Sapporo in years, so this one's kind of fresh to me.
I'm not sure if I've ever had one.
I haven't had Sapporo except on draft.
That's another good point. I've never had Kirin or Sapporo except on draft, except at Japanese restaurants.
Yeah.
I tend to really like, especially Kirin, on draft with Japanese food, sushi and seafood.
Yeah.
Not so much. It never really done much for me away from that setting. And I think that's kind of a popular opinion that they're really good with the culture's food.
And it's very clean tasting, and like I said, it's also
I was about to say it's super clean tasting, but still dry.
Yes, it's light, nice. And so that way it doesn't overpower
tremendous,
the food.
Amazing dry. What was the Asahi? That was just super dry.
Yeah, it was just super dry. But this, I mean, that's one of the reasons I like it. It doesn't overtake the food, especially like you just said when you're out.
Yeah, it's got a really good clean taste. It's kind of for those who like me who've never really had that many Japanese offerings in beer. Think kind of Tecate, except not as sweet and more dry. So it's got an even clean. I mean, it's just got an even clean taste all the way through there.
I can see that. I can see a similarity between this and the Asahi we've had with the Mexican beers. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to compete with the cigar, which was my biggest fear, because I've been wanting to try these cigars for a long time. They sounded very interesting on paper. I didn't want to overblow them with that we were talking about doing the Dogfish 90-minute IPA, which JD had mentioned Dogfish Brewery. I was going to tie it in that way, and I'd never actually had any Dogfish beers, but Cody was like, "That's going to kill that cigar."
Yeah, I think you're going to have
90-minute, 60-minute. I mean, these are very flavorful. I mean, the 90-minute especially is labeled as an imperial,
and it would have worked too because I read they put it through a process at the factory, the 90-minute IPA called miso hoppy. So I was going to work that in.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I read that on the.
I'm fairly certain it's. I don't know what you're reading, but this is not true.
It is true. Go to the Dogfish website. There's a process called the miso hoppy process. I'm not kidding. All right, we'll see. Listeners, get on Facebook and tell these guys, give them shit when you look it up and I'm right. Like all Room 101 blends, real quick, this hails from the Camacho factory.
Okay.
And it's distributed by Davidoff.
Yeah.
Hey,
by the way, I need to send a shout out to Kat for that Camacho that she gifted.
Oh, yes. Did you guys?
Yours is still waiting. I
blaze that up? No, I took one out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I didn't want them to get all smoked up.
I did night before last, and I'm not that big on Camacho.
This is a barrel aged,
and it was
their highest reviewed cigar in years.
It was a really tasty cigar. It really was.
Okay.
It's peppery, a little spicy, but not so in your face that it's just like loaded up on pepper.
It
That's
certainly
the
has
only taste.
rejuvenated interest in
At
Camacho.
transitions,
Like,
it was good. It was really good. I'm not sure I could taste any of the barrel type stuff, because I think that's kind of gimmicky.
I didn't taste any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was flavorful,
but it was
I didn't.
a good flavor cigar.
Okay.
I didn't
like
taste
that.
any sort of.
I've been wanting to try it. I've been so into the weather. I didn't want to smoke any new things because I just wouldn't be able. But I feel confident I'm going to be able to give this one. It's a beautiful looking cigar. And do you want to go ahead and tell a little just when we shift gears to the Kirin? Well, let's wait.
Let's wait till we get
Let's wait till we get to Kirin, and then you can fill us in a little bit on Kirin.
All right, and before I forget, these both beers are right around 5% ABV, and the IBUs are negligible. They're down to about 15 or 20.
Okay.
So,
Before we get into the movie, can you pass me another one?
Yeah, it's
Y'all
time.
need
I think they certainly go down easy.
Yeah, you'll need to drink up, baby. Jason's getting into overdrive. Rock and roll.
This guy.
Oh God.
We are dealing with quite a bit of rock and roll tonight.
Man, I almost
not just our reputations as rock stars after Cats Fest.
I almost wanted to keep my long hair and put it in the pompadour tonight,
Oh, good.
but I couldn't.
Tonight's movie is a rock and roll
Extravaganza.
extravaganza.
Excuse me.
As I mentioned, Keith wanted us to do the movie Wild Zero, the Japanese film from 1999. I asked him to write a little intro to the film to...
Oh, no.
I'm not going to do it in my Keith Howe voiceover voice. But no, he just wrote a little quick something. He penned for us. I asked him just, tell our listeners a little bit why you wanted us to tackle this film in particular. These are Keith's words. Not only one of the finest examples of the uniquely Japanese take on the whole Elvis, zombie, rock and roll, alien invasion, warrior woman rom-com trope. Boy, they ran with that, didn't they? Wild Zero provides a sweet, surprisingly nuanced portrayal of a sensitive social issue that is roiling American politics now, 20 years after the film's release. I know that sensitive social issue is very near and dear to Tut's heart, but we'll touch on that when the time comes.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
Who?
What?
Am I in trouble here?
Wait, you know what? Maybe I should just talk to my attorney. So yeah, Wild Zero. Now, I should mention, I forget sometimes, how we came to watch this film.
Wait, go ahead.
We've been wanting to watch this film. Keith recommended this quite a while ago. It's not available for rent on Amazon.
No.
It's not on Netflix.
No.
It's not on Vudu.
No.
You can't find this fucking thing.
The only way, go ahead.
There's a movie streaming service, Fandor, Fandor, and they offer it, and it can stream on your device or if you have Roku, they have a channel, and they have a free week trial. So we all got Fandor, and
this is what's going to suck because normally we try to do movies that you don't have a problem getting to. This one you do have a little bit.
You got to do a little work.
You can actually buy the DVD on Amazon. They just don't have it for streaming or for rent.
Okay. Well, but also, I mean, you can download the Fandor app and watch it and
Cancel it.
But
if I'm going to say,
I made a whole movie in my 20s from a camcorder I got at Circuit City and returned it within the 30 days. I'd say sorry, Circuit City, but
they're no longer around.
They're long gone.
That's the reason why they're no longer
They
around.
are
Their
the
generous return
They are
policy.
the Namakubi of electronic stores. Their head was severed. By the way, speaking of severed heads, this beer has no head whatsoever.
No,
It has none.
It's super clean and dry.
It is a severed head of a beer. It's
It
headless.
is?
It's headless.
It is headless, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I've never seen one, even on draft.
Tuesday Night Cigar Club is pro head.
Yes. Wait, what are we talking about again?
I do love getting good head in my beer.
Am I in some kind of trouble here? Is that what you were gonna? Do you want to add anything to the Fandor thing, or
No, I was just going to say that this movie is to what was the genre of this movie?
what Keith said?
Yes.
Give me a minute here. Keith summed it up as the uniquely Japanese take on the whole Elvis, zombie, rock and roll, alien invasion, warrior woman rom-com tropes.
This is to that genre what Scott Pilgrim is to 80s, 90s video gamers. I've got a love affair with this movie. I'm just going to throw it out there. I've got some criticisms. I'm going to get a little bit critical
It's
on
far
it.
from perfect.
Right, very far. But I've got a love story with it. I'm good.
There is, like he said, it's a rom-com. It's a zombie movie. There's rock and roll out the fucking ass. This thing rocks. But I've never seen Scott Pilgrim, so I can't. Cody, do you see where he's going with the Scott Pilgrim?
I do,
Okay.
totally. I can completely understand that.
With like 1/10 of the budget.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't even think this had a tenth the budget of Scott Pilgrim.
I gotta tell you, on the before I lit up on the draw on the cigar before we get in the movie,
The cold draw's nice.
the cold
it's got
draw
some
got
oregano.
some I got nutmeg.
I got oregano.
I got like a Christmas spice, like a nutmeg.
That I was thinking I couldn't tell if it was almost like a vanilla.
Thyme.
I got
Are you eating a pizza over there? What's going on?
I got a strong tarragon. No, I really did. It was a really nice. It was a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg
Yeah.
off the pre-draw.
It's nice.
Which is very nice. And
I was the only one with the time. I was being serious on that.
I don't know if
I think
know.
he's going to come out and go. There was a hint of crushed red pepper.
Actually, no spice whatsoever on the
smidge of Parmesan.
I didn't get any. Did you get any spice upon lighting up?
No, I did not.
All right, I'll come back to this here in just a little. Let's get everybody a little chance, but I hope some of those unique flavors come out in the first third of the cigar. Wild Zero is directed by Tetsuro Takeuchi.
Yes.
Go with that.
Takeuchi.
It hasn't done a lot since, which is a shame because this thing has director film. I mean, this guy's got style out the wazoo. But
I'll wait to say what I'm going to say because I was really curious about what you're.
I've got a couple points where I'm going to call you on it and see if that's when. Tuttle did when he was watching this. Sent me a text saying that he thought this poor bastard's name
Takeuchi.
Tetsuro Takeuchi was like my Japanese spirit director. Like he was like my sister director. Like he reminded him of the stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
And
I'll be honest. That after when I started about halfway in when the thing started coming, I'm like,
I got
God,
a third of the way. I mean, like maybe 15 minutes in the movie, I'm already feeling it because of the way the sound textures were handled, a lot of the camera shots, and a lot of the cuts. It was eerie. It was almost like I was watching a Matt Cade movie.
Really?
It was.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad I liked the movie. This could have gone really south.
That's why I was like, oh, I hope he shits all over.
I'm just going to hold that in until later. Like,
Let me just
I
put
thought
my
it was
samurai
great.
sword back under the table. I won't be needing that tonight.
As soon as he started just shitting all over, this was the worst thing I've ever seen. I am disgusted. I watch it. I'm going to scrub this memory with alcohol.
I was going to do that anyway. But, we start the movie with a very cheesy opening shot of planet Earth. Kind of remind me, we did another film with that opening, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
Where it had like the cheesy sci-fi planet Earth in the beginning, very 1950s sci-fi-ish. And hundreds of flying saucers hurtling towards Earth, directly at it. While all this action's going down up in the cosmos, we cut back and forth to a young Japanese guy named Ace, getting ready for his big night out. He's got his leather jacket on, at least 2 pounds of grease in his hair.
Oh, easily.
This dude's just constantly slapping grease in his hair and combing
He's
it.
spending so much time combing it when in fact his hair is not moving at all.
You can either think of 1950s greasers or 2014-15 hipster, and you'll get the imagery.
Yeah, white t-shirt, leather jacket, huge greaseball hair, big sideburns. It's definitely got the Elvis.
It's got the rockabilly
but it's also
going.
got the very much Travolta Grease aesthetic. But he's getting ready. You see, his Earth is being surrounded by these UFOs. Ace, it turns out, was heading down to local club to rock his fucking ass off at the Guitar Wolf concert.
Rock out with his cock out. Let's go, boys.
Dude, this guy, he's in love with this band. Like, it's not that big of a club. It's a smallish club. But they keep cutting this rock band. To give you comparison points, 3 guys. Guitar bass is the bass player, guitar drums, and guitar wolf.
No. Guitar wolf, bass wolf, and
I'm
drum
sorry,
wolf.
I got that reversed. I'm sorry. The band is named Guitar Wolf.
And what's so funny is a lot of the Japanese acts, they do things like this. It's like they make characters out of each person in the band.
So Guitar Wolf is the band.
And the lead singer.
And the lead singer.
And then there's
Bass wolf.
Bass Wolf and Drum Wolf are the other members. I would say very much Ramones.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know,
as a comparison point,
when they're first doing the opening, you actually see as they're panning that camera through Ace's room or whatever.
Right.
They just end up and there's a little Ramones record right in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
but they're very Ramones, almost a little heavier. Like this, I see a little Motorhead in them too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and obviously, you know,
I
the
hear a
music
little
you
bit
can
of
just
Motorhead.
tell automatically is heavily influenced
Right.
by that, and they obviously did pay a little
Another thing,
homage to that with the record being in the corner.
Yeah.
And the band had been around since 86 or 87.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is
it's an actual band.
This is an actual band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they rock.
And if I know you said that you hadn't listened to Scott Pilgrim, but Beck did a lot of work on the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack.
Yes.
And they sounded almost identical to this band.
Yes.
So I don't know whether he was more influenced by the Ramones or by Guitar Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they very very Ramones, but kind of heavier.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of kind of Motorhead riffs, but they're all wearing black leather things. That kind of got the greaser haircuts and the shades.
Yeah.
Real cool looking.
Got
just
the bebop rockabilly style.
very rockabilly, but the music wasn't so much rockabilly.
No, it was more punk. It was straight up
throughout
punk.
the film, we hear a lot of rockabilly
Yeah.
and kind of surf music.
Yes.
When Guitar
Yeah.
Wolf's not playing, it's
Yeah.
very Tarantino.
Very Tarantino.
soundtrack. And I wonder how much, because Tarantino's so influenced by Asian cinema, I kind of wonder how much of that is them doing their own thing and he happened to, or
I don't know. I think it was like full circle.
This
'cause
was a couple years after.
1999, so it was after Pulp
a couple years,
Fiction,
5
it was
years after Pulp
Reservoir.
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction was 94.
94
right?
is 5 years later.
Was this before or after Kill Bill?
Before.
Before.
Well, yeah, well
okay.
before.
But great soundtrack, whether it's Guitar Wolf playing or just the supplemental
Yeah.
rockabilly stuff. God, you got to get Guitar Wolf to come play at the pub.
I wish.
O'Brien's Irish Pub in historic downtown Temple, Texas. Man, that would be a
Featuring
show.
Guitar
Oh,
Wolf.
Lord.
Rock and roll.
Something tells me
I would have to totally just nix the whole thing with the microphone because that would just be like a complete hazard.
Oh God! Yeah, they I should mention they do have flames that shoot out of their microphones.
Oh, that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, "This is awesome."
Cody, any chance we get those here in the studio?
That would be a question for Ted over here.
Flaming
He already
micro-
asked me. He already asked me, and I'm like, that's an impossible demand.
Flammable microphones with the amount of booze we consume on each show, and then
Cigars?
a premium hand rolled fuse.
How are the flames again? Yes, compressed gas. Oh God.
It would be worth it, and you know it.
Yeah, they'd find all our severed heads on the roof tomorrow morning. But he goes to this concert, and they are just rocking their asses off, and he's loving it. And they keep showing Ace in the audience. Everyone else is kind of jumping around, and
Yeah.
he's just mesmerized by this band on stage.
He's like a young Courtney Cox at a Bruce Springsteen concert.
It is everything short of him making his way up on stage and Guitar Wolf. That'd be odd, right? They start dancing with him.
And they kind of sing like Springsteen. You can't understand a word they say.
Yeah, that's kind of. I should mention the film is subtitled. There's no dubbing, thank God. It's very easy to follow, but some of the lyrics are, you know, they didn't get it right. Like,
No,
there's some lyrics that were just like, there's no way he said that.
no.
I got a wallet on my ass and it's filled with rock and roll bills.
Oh man, I can't remember. That was like one of the greatest lines.
It
in
was. The
entire
lyric
film.
was,
I got a wallet on my ass,
and it's filled with rock and roll
and it's
money.
filled with rock and roll. No, I think that was just it was filled with rock and roll. I'm like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, there's some good lyrics, whether they were what they were saying
This
or
was-
not.
In an age where rock and roll is so, all right. I'm about to go on the get off my damn lawn, you kids.
Go for it.
In an age where rock and roll is so pussified, marketed, or five-finger death punched, There's no soul to it. This captures the entire 60s, 70s, right before hair bands really kind of started ruining it, of just where rock and roll was just nothing but telling people, fuck you.
Yeah, these guys,
fuck off.
they didn't come off stage and start getting on Instagram and posting their Instagram pics. These guys went off stage and like grabbed guns and like started like delivering like
beer
justice and just slamming beers and like these guys were crazy.
You know, and
fuck you.
just before he gets there, the thing that really, you said it, and like we said, we've already said there's so many things going on all at once, and I got that little thing where it just made me feel like it was like early '80s, and it's like rock and roll high school.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie exuded good '80s rock and roll attitude.
Yeah.
Early stage Guns N' Roses when they were on the club scene, and they literally were just,
And that's what I was sitting here, and it's just one
Why
of those
don't
things
you
because, like I
just
said,
fuck off?
yeah.
I
Like,
had to go back and look because I'd already you'd already said it, and I was
Nice.
like, I had to go back and look. I was like, are we certain this was done in '99?
Yeah,
this is
I
way
really did.
Too
It was,
cool.
yeah.
it
I had
really
to look
seems
a
like an
couple of times.
'80s. Really seems like an '80s film.
Yeah, it really does.
And it reminded me a lot of, and I'll get into it a little bit later, especially when the horror aspects come into it. The aesthetic was very Troma-esque.
Yes.
Toxic Avenger kind of in the
Absolutely.
in the budget
yeah.
and in the cinematography and the effects. Like, this seemed like an '80s Troma movie to me, and it's like the fact that it was made in '99 and not by Troma
Yeah.
was just crazy. Like,
Yeah, almost 20 years later.
I've never really. This movie, it's a hard one to pin down.
I was having a hard time. Like, I kept stopping, going back, and like, are you certain this was made at the same time? Just.
And again,
the '99 one was released. We found this in a Foot Locker.
We're going to feel like assholes because, like I said, since Cat's Fest and everything, I usually try to do a little bit of this. What if this movie was made in '84? And like, it's a well-known fact that it just sat on a shelf for 15 years, and we're just going to look like a bunch of idiots. So if if there is a backstory there, let us know. I'm sorry to fail
that
you.
would be hilarious.
But you know what? What we do on the show is like we do at the pub. We watch movies and then we talk about them. We don't necessarily do a fucking thesis on them and dig up all the.
I'm sorry, but Tobiyashi Maru actually produced the film back in '83.
That's not
but
us.
he put it on the.
If you're looking for that kind of stuff, we do our best, but sometimes you got to do a little bit heavy lifting yourself.
We're like fucking Guitar Wolf, man. We drink beer, talk movies, and just say, "Oh."
We don't have flaming microphones.
Yeah, that's true.
We're working on it, though. We're working on it.
Tuttle got rid of his motorcycle.
Oh man.
Why'd you have to bring me down, man?
Real quick before we, so Ace is at the concert rocking his face off. Everybody's burning the cigar. What are we thinking?
It's a good. I'm surprised that they listed as full.
I was thinking the exact same thing. It's not full to me at all.
It's not at all. It's good medium. I mean, it's not unflavorful. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like it doesn't have body.
I would
It's
even
got flavor.
almost go mild.
It's got, especially from the. Well, now it might strengthen up towards the.
I'm hoping,
the
but
end.
y'all said strong, and I'm over here thinking.
Yeah, it's not
they
strong
listed
at
as
all.
full, and I'm not experiencing that.
I like the flavor in the first third. It's got a nice, of course, like to me, I've got weird palate apparently because I've got the oregano, the thyme. It's a very clean tasting cigar. It's a very.
I'm not
light
getting
and
any of the
creamy.
nutmeg or cinnamon or Christmas cookie spices that I got from the.
Yeah, no, that's
like those went away. It's developed a really nice medium tobacco taste with it. Maybe a little bit of light coffee in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it.
I'm gonna go like I'm starting to get that a little hint of leather for myself, but
Okay. Well, if it stays like this, I'm going to kick myself in the ass for not going with an IPA because something on this on the strength flavor scale could use a little hoppy stuff to combat
Absolutely.
it. But let's see. We'll come back to it. I should say, just once again, it's a beautiful cigar.
It really
It's
is.
got a real nice oily sheen for a Habano wrapper.
Good draw, good smoke profile
Perfect draw.
coming through there. I like it because it's not a, it's not like a Liga smoker that's just puffing out, like a choo-choo engine almost, but it's got a nice little lazy roll coming off the smoke. Looks very elegant.
I agree, but I'll get back to it just here shortly.
It looks like it's got a higher budget than this movie.
It does. It does. So Ace isn't just there though to to see Guitar Wolf. He fancies himself somewhat of a rock star himself, and his plan is to go backstage and meet the manager of this club and, sell himself to perform here, which we have seen at our beloved pub, O'Brien's Irish Pub in downtown historic Temple, Texas. We've seen these kids come in there, these young kids,
pocket full of dreams,
to open mic night and just looking for a shot. The only difference is, we'll learn here in a little bit, but I think I can divulge this now because it's funny and doesn't really... I don't think Ace actually plays an instrument or has any talent whatsoever.
I was wondering, he was like, there's only one who can beat Guitar Wolf.
And it's me.
And I'm like, where's your guitar?
It becomes readily apparent, but you're like...
Unlike Guitar Wolf, who carries his guitar everywhere. Fucking where.
It really feels like,
he goes to a convenience store with that thing.
He's going to get up on stage. Oh, God, I don't have any songs or know how to play an instrument.
We've seen that guy at the pub, too.
Critical step in this.
Hey, I told you that I wouldn't do it more than once, but...
That was a night for the ages. But there's a scene later on I'll get to where it's very apparent. This guy's just hopes and dreams with nothing to stack them on top of. So he goes in on his way back to the manager's office. I bring up this. It's kind of a non-consequential scene, but I'm wondering if this is where you first thought that this reminded you of something I would film. The urinal POV shot where he's taking a whiz and there's like a camera strapped on top of his Johnson to where you see the stream like shoot out from under the camera. And there was no reason to go into this bathroom and have him pee. Nothing happens in there. But it's just this weird pee shot.
But it's not even really, and it's not even a consistent pee. I felt like maybe Ace should go see a doctor, maybe look at a prostate exam because his pee stream was very inconsistent.
I had already,
maybe that's a cultural thing.
I had already started formalizing my Cade philosophy on
before
this.
That, huh?
Before that, like I said, it's just a lot of the aesthetics of it, a lot of the cuts, the soundscape in particular. They did a lot of like feedback. It was very underbelly-ish. They did with the.
I do like to fuck with music.
The screeches and the drones. And then, just like I said, a lot of the camera angles actually kind of reminded me of it.
I liked it because it was.
But then when they cut to the urinating deal, I was like, yeah, they fucking stole Cade's underbelly.
I love that shot. But it was for what a crazy movie it is, and it's like even in the early concert footage, the camera is disciplined. There's no just. Hey, we're filming a concert. Grab a camera and go out there. Everything is very well shot. And smooth camera movements. There's not a lot of chaos in a very chaotic movie. All right, well, I appreciate that.
I'm not saying I agreed with everything they shot. I just said I understood the purpose, and it reminded me of you.
Well, that shot in the pisser was that let me know this thing was going to be going places. So Ace finds the club manager's office, where. Prior to him finding it, Guitar Wolf has walked down there, I guess, to collect their check for playing at the end of the night. And was
this before or after the dude was beating on the female, man?
This was after.
There was a pimp.
While they're playing, you see this like dude just
there's a wailing. There's a pimp wailing on this prostitute in the hallway behind the club, and he's trying to give her some drugs to perk up because he's going to need her to work that night. And when Ace approaches the manager's office, he hears Guitar Wolf in there. Apparently Guitar Wolf went in to get their check, and they didn't like the way the manager and this guy were coking up this whore, so they proceeded to pull a gun on the manager, who then pulled a gun on them, and they're involved in a Mexican/Japanese standoff.
And you have to describe this manager, man.
I can't. Dude, I've been doing this podcast thing for a year and a half now. I can't begin to explain this guy.
I cannot quite figure out the shorts he's wearing and why he has the polo tucked into them.
It's like Stan from Revenge of the Nerds, except
he has tiny white tennis shorts, but for some reason they're slit down the sides and tied, laced together, but they're tiny.
Yeah.
And he's got a really big package stuffed into him. And then he's got a tight little polo shirt, and then he has like a monkey's hairdo,
like Mo from the Three Stooges, man.
That or like the band the Monkees had those little bowl cuts.
Yeah,
he's the weirdest.
He is the weirdest dude, man. And I was just
there will be pictures of him up on the episode page.
I'm glad you said the big package because I was like, I can't concentrate with this. Come on, that's staring me in the face.
I mean, I was the same. I was like, he comes out like He looks like, other than these shorts and the haircut, you would expect him to come out with maybe like a tennis racket. It's an all white.
I just know somewhere George Takei was going, oh my.
he should have come out with like a tennis racket, but like you said, he's got these like really tight, laced up shorts.
If it was 20 years younger, I would have gone for it.
I promise I will provide ample screenshots on the episode page for this. I think I sent a couple to you guys as I was watching.
There's some other hooker over there by the coffee table who is just so intent at making lines.
It is a bizarre scene straight out of a David Lynch movie. It was kind of a cross between something out of Blue Velvet, that party when Kyle MacLachlan gets dragged by Dennis Hopper to that party, and there's all the fat chicks in like 60s clothes, and that scene in Boogie Nights with the little Asian guy with the firecrackers and everybody's doing coke. It was like that, but it was just so fucking bizarre and uncomfortable. Yeah. But so the guy's got this huge gun, this huge revolver trained on Guitar Wolf. And Guitar Wolf, the leader, has his gun trained on them. And he just didn't like, he's like, you pervert. The Guitar Wolf says very little. They're men of few words. But they didn't like what he was doing to this whore, so they're ready to just start a firefight. Ace is listening at the door like, what's... And then at one moment he just decides now's the time to go in.
Well, no. No, the... guy basically says, I don't know why you're still playing here. Yeah, rock and roll is dead.
Rock and roll's dead. That's when Ace busts in, rock and roll will never die.
And promptly gets punched the fuck out.
And it's a great scene, man. That freeze frame that they do on his face just kind of distorted.
But not only does he get knocked out, it starts a series of gunshots. Guitar Wolf shoots one dude's head completely off his body. It just explodes.
Poor bastard opens up a door and his head explodes.
Pure trauma. I mean, just a fake rubber dummy head just explodes. They shoot the manager, his fingers off. They shoot his fingers clear off his hand.
Two of his pinky and his ring finger just gone.
And then Guitar Wolf, the leader, coolly walks over to a wounded Ace. Everyone's just on the ground kind of crying and screaming. He walks over to Ace. And he grabs his hand, he carves an X into it, or on the back of it, he carves an X into it. And then he cuts a line in his own hand, and he presses them together.
Blood Brothers.
Rock and roll Blood Brothers. And then he gives him this little mystical whistle, like on a necklace.
I guess it is the wolf whistle. We'll call it that.
We'll call it the wolf whistle.
And, I was like, so... And he literally gives them the advice, if you're in trouble, blow this.
Hey, does that ever work for you guys?
I was like, what? Really? I mean, is that really going to work?
Honey, I really think we should invest in a security system for the house. If you're ever frightened or in trouble, just blow on this.
Actually, I was at a motorcycle bar one time, and it was like, son, you're in trouble, blow this. Oh, wait.
Travis Tritt tour. That was the Ricky Skaggs tour. And then they leave. Just a bloody mess of bodies and body parts to a very Dick Dale kind of...
Link Ray.
Link Ray. There you go. But a very Pulp Fiction-esque soundtrack. We cut to the next morning. Oh, they all get on. The two guys, right? The drummer and the bass player. They're in like a hot rod, souped up hot rod. Guitar Wolf, the leader, is on the motorcycle
with the somewhat kind of like a wolf's head.
It's got like a
wolf windshield,
a wolf windshield cover, but the exhaust shoots flames.
Yes,
I mean that's just
man,
awesome,
straight up cool.
Make you miss your motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Is that something you can actually do?
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Oh yeah. It's not exactly safe, but
is it street legal?
No.
How cool would that be? Like start your motorcycle and light your cigar on your tailpipe? Shit.
Only if I could have that soundtrack.
Well, yeah, everywhere you play, just have a guy with his guitar. But the next morning we join Ace, who's just happy as a pig, and she's also has a motorcycle. And he's riding out the countryside, just smiling. Like
yeah, but his is not really like the cool.
No.
It's that motorcycle that's one step up from a moped.
Yeah, it's pretty weak. Yeah. But he's so happy. You know, he got this wolf whistle from his heroes, and he's not fazed by any of what he saw. He's cruising down this country highway, and like you said, it's compared to Wolf, it's a normal motorcycle.
Oh yes,
the kind Tut used to ride, and.
Wrong.
Sorry. You're going to sever my head tonight, aren't you?
Yes.
And so there's also, we start to meet some other characters who are also traveling along this country road on this fine morning. A young girl named Tobio, which I believe is also those little ballish seeds that they put on top of sushi.
I don't know.
I'll just agree with you because I don't know.
Actually, that was a joke. That I think it's Topiko is the
Once again, I have
fish
no
egg.
idea.
The fish eggs. Those little fish eggs they put on top of sushi rolls.
I can't stand sushi, so I
What?
know nothing. I can't stand sushi.
Oh.
It's delicious.
Nope.
Oh.
I
I'm out. I'll see y'all
should have
later.
known at Cat's Fest when we went out to eat afterwards, and he got the cheese-covered potato chips appetizer. This guy's not eating sushi. Which, by the way, that was pretty good.
Damn straight it was.
Really? No. Do you eat any seafood?
Okay.
Shrimp.
Fried shrimp,
Catfish,
broiled shrimp, catfish.
lobster,
A lot of fried lobster.
fried lobster. I like to dip lobster in ranch dressing. Oh God. All right. Anyway, Tobio is the young girl's name. She's walking by herself to a convenience store.
Well, no, actually, and kind of rewind that. I mean, it does show her like apparently making out with some dude on the side of the road who like gets up and runs away.
I missed that.
I think I missed that too.
Oh, what's
I
going on?
remember her being with somebody, and they went their separate ways.
Yeah, and then she ends up like walking down the road.
Okay. She comes across a seemingly abandoned convenience store on the outskirts of the town of
Asahi.
Asahi, like the beer we drank in episode 17.
Damn you, Asahi.
Damn you, Asahi. It's an Esso station, which is like the equivalent of Exxon.
Yeah,
It is Exxon.
It looks just like Exxon.
Yeah.
Well, no, it is Exxon.
I mean, it's like picture an Exxon
Oh, okay.
station, same colors and everything.
I was wondering because it
The
looked
only place that-
exactly
yeah,
like
they
it.
just
Trivia fact: the only place that it's actually called Exxon is in the United States. Everywhere else, it is Esso.
I did not know that.
All right.
Is Exxon an American company?
It is.
All right. Then why did they change their name to Esso?
I don't know, but I just know that if you travel outside the
commie
United
bastards.
States, Esso.
How esoteric of them.
Oh.
Sorry. But yeah,
Where was this shot, by the way?
Alabama?
Thailand.
Thailand?
Oh, was it Thailand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because it did not look
I'm gonna
like
count
the
on you
Japanese.
tonight.
No,
Yeah,
that, and I, as soon as I saw them out there, quote unquote, on the country road, I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, that's not Japan.
I can't think of any place that I've ever seen a movie from Japan that has been in like kind of desert scrub brush.
Yeah.
And then apparently this was shot in Thailand.
Okay.
Okay. Well, she finds this abandoned Esso station, and then there's also a trio of misfits that are cruising down the road because the night before, with all the UFOs in pain, there was apparently a big meteor shower, and these two guys and this girl that are driving down the road, they're running low on gas, they have no money, and the girl really wants to go find some meteors out here in the country. And she and her husband or her boyfriend are just constantly.
Boyfriend, yeah.
She's giving him shit,
Why
calling
can't
him
you go get money?
a loser, and the guy driving is just
Yes.
berserk, crazy.
Just, you can just tell he has given up on life.
He doesn't have anything left but just craziness, and you don't see it for a while, but when it comes in spades. So they also come across the convenience store, but seeing as how they have no money at this point, Tobio, the girl's in there looking for some sign of the workers or anything. A couple other guys
Some
show up,
workers in a van show up.
look to get gas, and there's
Yeah.
just nobody working this thing. This car pulls up with these three people, and like, what are we gonna do? We have no money. And they walk in, and the crazy driver guy all of a sudden just pulls out these two butterfly knives and just starts putting on a show.
I really wanted to find a butterfly knife for tonight.
Dude, he was serious. He was texting people.
I
like-
was because I worked long and hard to be able to do butterfly knives, and I wanted to show it off.
Quick story, just because I think you guys will get a kick out of it, and hopefully listeners will too. I actually owned a butterfly knife in my youth.
Yeah.
Growing up in the 80s, ninja movies were,
Oh hell yeah.
you had ninja stars, I actually had a butterfly knife. I was so proud of it. So proud that I went to fly out of Austin Airport back up north to visit relatives like I did every summer. And I packed it in my bag with my toothbrush and my hair thing in my overnight bag,
Yeah.
which I checked through the
Uh oh.
x-ray machine.
That's a no-no.
And they called, I was like middle school, maybe, 12 years old. And they call my mom and I over there. And, do you know what's in your son's backpack? I said, no, you know what? Pull out this butterfly knife.
That's a
And as the lady's telling me, the guy's looking at it, and he starts doing the flipping it around stuff. Like, my mom's just like incredible, like, what were you planning on doing with this? Like
robbing a gas station, an Esso station.
I was planning on hijacking, Mom. Don't I look like a freedom fighter? A little 10-year-old shit. But anyway, they took me back, and I had to fill out this paperwork.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they took me to this back the airport police station. They confiscated my butterfly knife.
They're doing the whole scare tactic.
Yeah.
We'll make an impression on him.
I wasn't scared. I was like Guitar Wolf.
So did you, rip
Did you
out a
start
gun and
slicking back your hair as they were doing it?
Well, I wasn't that much like Guitar Wolf where I blew them away and then just strung my guitar. No, I may have cried a little bit, and I probably peed my pants. But other than that, I didn't let him shake me. Actually, I think I was like, am I in some kind of trouble here, Mom? Maybe I should just talk to my attorney. Anyway, that was my one experience of having a butterfly knife. So, all right. Do with that story what you will. So Smiling Ace then pulls into the convenience store where everybody's gathered.
Sweet,
and just
sweet innocent Ace.
Just like he busted into the manager's office and started that massacre, he bursts in the front door, knocks out the dude with the butterfly knife, knocks him on the ground, and everybody's like looking at him like he's some kind of hero.
Yeah.
The crazy guy with the butterfly knives, he gets so
spooked or something.
By he shouldn't have been. He just runs. He's like, I can't. This guy's hardcore, and he grabs his knives and
look at that leather jacket and the crease in his hair. He's got to be tough.
They all run. He goes out to the car and they peel out and leave. They'll come. I only mention it because they will come in to play later on. But Tobio is just like, this guy's a hero. Like,
just enamored with him.
Look at this. You're so, you must be so courageous. And he's like,
hey, baby.
Hey, he's got, I think he slaps some more grease in his hair. Elsewhere,
and this is 1999.
I really should have looked in this movie more because it doesn't look like the 90s. It doesn't feel like the 90s. I don't know. Elsewhere on the highway, there's a couple of high-class organized crime guys traveling to meet a pickup to get some military weapons. Yakuza, perhaps? Yes?
Possibly.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yakuza?
They are.
They're on their way to pick up a cash.
She actually says...
Oh, does she say Yakuza?
No.
Okay, so these guys are in the Yakuza, and they're on their way in their car to pick up a cache of military weapon.
I love...
Cache, Yax?
Would you
Or just
say...
cash.
Would you say he had a plethora?
It's not a cache of weapons, it's a cache of weapons.
Cache of weapons.
I think it's cache.
I've heard it both ways. But what I like about it is in the subtitles, because they got the subtitles going, and it's like, how many guns did you get? And it was like, she said it looked like you were going to start a war. And the way that they delivered the line with that subtitle on it sounded like it was the punchline of a joke. Damn near killed him.
These guys were very animated. So they're on their way to pick up these weapons when suddenly zombies start stumbling out from the sides of the highway and surround their car, and they hit the brakes.
Naturally, when you see the undead, you're going to stop to get a better look.
And more to the question, what are these guys about? Well, first of all, they're
painted blue.
They are painted blue. What do you think?
Which is the way zombies should be. These are Romero zombies.
Yes.
These are Dawn of the Dead Romero zombies. I know you've said before on the podcast you've never seen the original Dawn of the Dead. They are painted light blue, grayish.
Mm-hmm.
They look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Their arms are outstretched.
Yeah.
They're moaning.
Yeah.
They are walking.
That's how I like my
awkwardly,
zombies.
as if they can't walk at all.
They have rigor mortis. What's rigor mortis?
Well,
their legs are locked up from rigor mortis. Their leg muscles are useless. That's how I like my zombies. The
Yes.
minute I saw these zombies, I am ecstatic for what this movie is where it's gonna go from here. So very quickly, we're made aware some very strange shit is going down on the outskirts of Asahi.
Every time you say that, I just keep picturing the beer, and I'm like, wait, what?
That's Asani.
Oh, okay.
But then we cut away from them as they're being surrounded by these, and they're just kind of like, "What's wrong with these guys?" Like they don't acknowledge that they're being surrounded by zombies. But we leave them, and then we go back to the Esso station where a love-struck Ace is really digging on Tobio because she's digging on him. Well, she's very cute, and she's digging on him. She sees him as this heroic figure that his whole life he's clearly never been looked at like this. But he reluctantly says farewell to her and jumps on his motorcycle and rides off. We cut back to the gangsters, and they're shooting at the zombies.
I'm sorry, but Fritz is doing the cover of Hard Luck Woman, and right when you're describing, Ace leaving
So if we remade Wild Zero, you'd want Fritz's cover of Hard Luck Woman to play over that tender moment? Oh, that'd be awesome.
Except sung by a Japanese dude.
And Fritz would obviously have to play Guitar Wolf.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Could I be guitar bass?
Makes you wonder, has Fritz ever heard of Guitar
Wolf? Cowbell?
I'm going to say Fritz has not heard of Guitar Wolf, but I'm guessing he will seek it out after listening to the show.
He probably will. As he should.
Whether he does or doesn't, he does tell me he listens to the show, so we'll see. But that would be a really good tune. So they part ways, and we cut back to the gangsters who are shooting up these zombies. Again, just heads exploding. Like you shoot a zombie in the head, and one zombie, just you can see the squibs just exploding on the chest, and they just come, and they keep coming. It's just it's the way zombies are supposed to be.
And it just goes to. I was having difficulty. It's like, wait a second, these are supposed to be like gangsters, yakuza, and they're freaking out about having to kill people, like whoever these people are. I mean, you figured they would just be like,
don't fuck with me.
Anybody would come in the road, they just run them over. They're Yakuza's like the worst of the worst. They're like the mafia of...
Yeah, well, they are the mafia.
But they're worse than that. They're worse than the American mafia. They're like
cut your finger off.
Yeah, just for looking at them squarely.
But...
I disappointed you, Sensei. Cut my pinky off to show my loyalty.
I kind of regret making that little Japanese voices earlier in the show. I hope they don't come after us.
Just remember, I hold your culture with the most of sincerity.
So sorry. Oh, God. I did it again. I am sorry. How
many cultures can we offend saying sorry? We've offended the Canadians with I'm so damn sorry.
My bloody I'm so sorry. I'm so damn sorry.
No, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Well,
are we going to have to start putting in that really fine print down at the bottom, legalese stuff?
Are we in some kind of trouble here?
I think we are. I mean, seriously, we are so in trouble right now.
Maybe we should just get people in touch with our lawyer. Do we have a lawyer? God, no.
Do we cheat them and how?
Do we? Yes, we need those guys. Seriously.
Well, soon Ace, driving down the highway, comes across a deserted van on the side of the road. And when he pulls over to investigate, he discovers a dozen zombies munching down on just body parts.
Well, I think it was those two guys earlier from the gas station.
Oh, was it? Those two dudes that split?
Yeah. And they are now just I think it's the same.
But they're pulling out intestines.
They're just,
one guy's walking around with a severed arm up in the air.
They are just now just a pile of body parts and gore.
I really want to work hard now to get.
Once again, poor sweet Ace's little face just.
Okay, so was this an anime before a live action?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that in a text me. You're like, this guy really captured the spirit of the anime.
Yeah, I kind of thought that they were trying to be very anime with it because a lot of the character, the three buffoons that were in the car with the crazy guy who looked like Carlito from the WWE with the fro hair. That dude, the one that's got the dumb look, he looked like Asian Don Knotts, and he acted a lot like Asian Don Knotts.
Yeah, he kind of did.
Yeah, which is a very classic anime type.
Would you get off my back, honey?
Yeah.
His wife was just carping him. You loser. You piece of shit. Like, for God's sake, we got 60 miles to Asahi. Get off my back.
But it had a lot of
miss Asian Don Knotts.
He was pretty sweet.
It had a lot of anime character type personalities.
They were. Maybe that's just the Japanese genre movie aesthetic.
That's why when I texted you, I really thought that there might have been an anime before this, and they were trying to turn this into a live action.
No, this was more based off of the fact that they
just a band marketing thing,
or the band themselves have done a couple of movies or 3.
Yeah,
and this is just one of them. I mean, they're I said, they've been around.
More of these.
Yeah, there's more.
Are they the same? Like
No,
them saving the world? Like
I'm not
They had a
entirely
World
sure.
War
but-
II movie.
this is kind of a Kiss meets the Phantom of Japan.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this I think was quite literally that. They wanted to make something where they got to be the ultimate badaasses.
Well, they succeeded.
We walk in, we don't say much, we just start shooting.
Not to mention
Bullets and rock and roll!
Not to mention every damn scene that they're in. The Guitar Wolf looks like a superhero pose with that guitar slung over his back.
Shades never leave his face.
They
Well,
always shoot him.
at this point, it's like he just gets off the bike, he's got the guitar. I'm going to go sit down into the bath. Why do you still have the guitar on, man?
Goes
You
into
don't
a
even take
toilet stall. He's got his guitar around his back.
I also wonder if it was heavily influenced by Mariachi, the movie, the first.
Yeah,
it, you know?
El Mariachi,
I totally
not-
see that.
yeah. I mean, there's quite a bit of that, especially with the surrounding characters.
The
The bass player and the
Yeah.
drummer are very much like when he calls in the backup mariachis.
And that's what I'm saying. There's so many little
hints
like,
and
you-
nods.
But Rodriguez and Tarantino were so influenced by Japanese cinema.
That's
it's
why
like
I think it's come full circle.
it's like
man.
who's influencing who here.
Yeah.
But I get the feeling that this was influenced
by
Tarantino
and Rodriguez.
And Troma is always there might be something to it because Troma's always been big overseas.
And honestly, that was like I said.
Yeah.
The minute I
Yeah.
saw those zombies, because I hadn't
They
seen.
look like the redneck zombies from Troma movie. Redneck zombies.
100%. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and then when you kind of saw the gore, you're like, man, this is like you said, straight up trauma.
Yeah.
We need to do Sergeant Kabuki Man on the show. You ever see that one? Oh, that's a great my favorite Troma movies. But Ace freaks the fuck out when he sees these body parts. He jumps on his motorcycle and gets the hell out of there. Real quick, we're about the midway point.
Yeah.
All of us on the cigar. Cody,
I
getting there?
am.
What's it doing for you guys?
I'm gonna say like right now it is sadly a cigar. I'm not picking up a lot of notes on this one.
Okay. I am. Not necessarily maybe a lot of transitions and different things, but that light coffee thing I was getting did go into leather, like you said.
Yeah.
Yes. Really nice leather, and now I'm getting a little bit of cedar with the leather.
Yep.
Yes, it's not... For some reason, I had it in my mind this cigar was just... That's why I went with the safe beer.
Yeah.
I thought this cigar was just going to be this full-flavored, complex... I really built it up high in my mind for some reason. I don't know why. It's not that.
No.
It's just a really specific taste, but I really like it.
Yeah. It's and like I said, I'm on board. I'm right there with you actually on profile. Leather, cedar. It's got a light. There's like a little hint of wheat, but I think that's more the cedar talking. Yeah. It's an easy smoking cigar, nicely constructed. Still looks beautiful.
I'll
still
say
looks
this:
elegant.
we've taken a break, and since we've done a lot of talking, even after our break, no relight necessary. It's smoking like a champ. It draws perfect.
Yeah, it's nice.
Every once in a while, excuse me. Every once in a while, you get that cigar that, no, it's not what you expected it to be, and no, maybe it's not as many curveballs and as nuanced, but you just like that one thing it's doing really well. And so far, this is it. I am curious. After this will be our third Sapporo. I'm curious to switch gears to the Kirin.
Yeah,
I think Kirin has a little more kick to it, from my experience.
Has always had a kind of that sharper,
It's got a
dry
little bit,
taste.
a little bit more sharpness to it.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if that pairs a little well. Right now,
I don't know. This is almost kind of like one of those light, because it's not full at all. I'm kind of agreeing with Cody. Is that I'm backing off. It's backing off a medium. I mean, it's mild
on the retro
medium.
hail, it's a little bit stronger out of the retro hail. I'm getting a little more, actually a little bit of jalapeno spice out of the nose.
Yeah.
But just straight up from the smoke, no. I put it at dead square medium.
I think that this would have been a good cigar for me on Saturday morning at Cats Fest,
Okay.
because I was so three
I
seats to the
can
wind.
agree with that.
And
Totally.
it was, I made the mistake of coming right out of the block, Cats Fest fire. I can't remember exactly what I fired up. I think it was one of Skip's Neanderthals or
God.
something. And it was just so power heavy. And I was
Hungover,
so hungover.
belly full of Krispy Kreme kolaches and bad coffee, and then you dump a Cro-Mag on top of that? I went...
and I was, man, that's why I'm saying I'm just looking at JD going, please don't say that. Don't tell that I'm so fucking...
I did two Tuesday Isla de Sol, the coffee-infused, sweetened tipped.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cheap, good morning cigar, and I went with that.
Yeah.
And then I think I looked at you about 2 p.m, 4 cigars later. I'm like, I just lit up. Our buddy Rev was there, and he had gifted me a Senoral Lancero, which I really was looking forward to smoking. I made the mistake of lighting it up, and I'm like,
can't taste
my
it.
palate is shot.
Yeah, that's the way it was.
I've been out in the heat talking for like 6 hours. Like, I don't need to be smoking any like interesting cigars at this point. Later that night, after some dinner and a plethora of IPAs to rejuvenate our bodies, I could taste cigars again, and I had some fun ones. One of them, real quick, the Black Label Train Company, that Green Hornet, they gave
Really?
me.
I haven't tried that.
I think we might have a source to get those on the show.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
But no,
this cigar would be. I agree. I could do this with coffee
Yeah.
in the morning.
But I'm actually liking. See, this is what's so weird. I'm liking this pairing. I'm actually liking the Sapporo with this cigar.
Are you?
Because they do not compete with each other at all.
No.
I can taste exactly what the beer's trying to do, and then I can taste exactly what the cigar's doing. Neither of them is covering up each other.
I'm far more enjoying the cigar than the beer.
Now you can also say that neither of them is accenting each other. Neither is helping each other out. Because, like I said, I've had just shitty cigars actually turn good by the beer.
And that's our job, is to try to find that. And this pairing's not working out so well. They're not competing, but they're also definitely not doing anything for each other.
I'm fine with it, actually.
But it's working for Tut. What about you, James?
I agree with you. I would want to get something.
Yeah.
And like right now, I am barely halfway on the cigar. I'm hoping it picks up something on the backside.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Okay.
And like right now,
I'm actually halfway too. So
it's not bad, but it's
not great.
It's not great.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's
good.
It's good.
See, I'm actually appreciating what it does. It'll be curious to see what the price point on this thing.
All right. Well, let me know when you're ready to.
Well, wait till we get all
Discuss.
the way through.
Dude, speaking of Fritz, turn that up a little bit. I know I'm deaf in one ear, so let me know if it's like obscenely loud and I'm just the only one. I'm trying tonight when you guys say stuff I don't hear to. I don't want to be the old man in the room, huh? I don't think that would.
You totally are right now.
I don't think that would be good for the podcast. What? God, it's an 8-hour podcast. They're repeating everything for this guy. Say what? Huh? Well, so Ace takes off after seeing. Okay, that's way too loud. I'm
It
sorry.
was just a soft song, man.
That was Guitar Wolf style. But as he's fleeing the zombies, Ace sees a ghostly image in the middle of the road of Guitar Wolf on his motorcycle.
Ace!
Ace! And he tells Ace to go back and save the girl. And Ace has a moment where he's like,
You're right.
You're right. Guitar Wolf would go save the girl. Turns around,
Fuck yeah.
and goes back.
Rock and roll.
In the name of rock and roll, he says. And he zips back. Now, it's not
yes.
really, we should mention, it's not really Ghost Wolf. It is literally a ghostly apparition that appears in the road. Like, they're as long as he has that wolf whistle, I think they're like spirit brothers, where he...
they shared blood, man. They're blood brothers.
Yeah, they're blood brothers.
He is in his blood now.
We should
Literally.
we should do that.
I think we already have.
We should not.
I think we've already got enough of our blood all over each other. That was just from last weekend. Oh, that poor hotel staff.
We're blood brothers. You have hepatitis.
Oh God, I hope the doctor doesn't have hepatitis. We're all screwed. It's like a scene out of MASH. And not one of the funny episodes. One of the sad ones. All right, well, no blood brothers then. As he's racing back to the Esso station, the three misfits who tried to rob the place with the butterfly knives, they've parked over to the side, and they're kind of coming up with their next plan because they're out of money, out of gas. They get ambushed by gut-munching zombies. And meanwhile, we cut from them getting chased away by zombies to the gangsters. The scene with the gangsters, the hardcore Yakuza guys,
They're peeing their pants.
they're so scared, and they're like shooting like wildly. They're not hitting
they're the
anything.
worst.
You see the
shots
guy
ever.
wearing the suit, who's apparently the boss, turn to the driver, who's also supposed to be hardcore. Get us out of here! And what does the driver do? He blows his brains out.
Rather than run over these zombies, he kind of puts it in reverse, goes back like a few feet, like,
There's more behind him. Oh, no.
and he pulls out a gun. He's like, all right, what's he going to do now? He just puts it in his mouth and blows his own head off. That was funny. That was like, I never saw that coming.
Seriously, it's like, see him pull that gun out, and you're thinking, like, he's just going to start, like, you fucking zombies.
Fuckers.
Instead, he just goes in his mouth, like, boom.
Why did he take this job as a Yakuza driver?
How did he get past their rigorous screening process?
Even that limo driver from No Holds Barred put up a fight.
Exactly.
He crapped himself, but still.
Oh, maybe he crapped himself, and he was because they're very shameful. Like
I brought shame to myself.
I brought shame to myself. Well, is that wrong?
Oh, maybe. No, they commit seppuku. Maybe not now. I mean, but in the samurai days they did.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this guy lived by the code of the samurai. He just.
I wonder if Yakuza do seppuku.
Possibly.
Maybe.
We're not going to hear about it.
No.
Whatever they're doing, we don't hear about it.
I hope not.
Maybe they'll post something on our
Now I
webpage.
actually,
Maybe if
now I actually am getting scared.
If you're a member of Yakuza out there and you'd like to drop on our Facebook page and just tell us how we're doing. I respect the Yakuza.
It's Cade at TuesdayNightCigarClub.com.
I respect the Yakuza as everyone should.
I was about to say, now I'm starting to get a little nervous. I'm like, oh, wait. They're everywhere.
We're talking about cinema Yakuza.
Okay.
It's like, we can joke about, the guys in Sopranos, and you're not joking. It's not the real mafia, see?
It's not the real mafia, see? With
It's not like out of history or anything.
It's not like a
It's
real
only mafia out of history.
I'm sure the real Yakuza are much more badasses than these.
Well, that's what we were laughing about, is that these guys were not.
And they weren't any good shots. Like, they were firing, they were blindly missing everybody.
The zombies are not like they're like far away.
It's not-
They're
it's
literally
not
like 10
it's
feet
not
away.
It's not like 28
He
days where
could
they're the
have put
running
it
kind.
in drive and just sped off. He could have easily left, and he wasn't up to it. He was a horrible hire, a really poor choice. Well, Ace gets back to the Esso station to rescue Tobio. She's like up on top of a gas pump with like the windshield wiper thing, like keeping them at bay with that. These zombies are comically slow and inept. They if you don't want them to get you, it's kind of hard for them to get you.
I mean, literally, you could just walk really fast and escape them.
You don't even have
Romero
to run.
style. These are Romero zombies. I love it.
But one thing I do like is that every time that there's a fight cluster where they encroach in on somebody, it's like ridiculously close-ups of faces, single shots, to where like when you're looking at the camera, you're like, oh, that person's dead.
Yeah, and that's very Romero-esque.
Yeah.
When they do get you, if you happen to make that one little misstep where like there's 99 ways you can get away, but every once in a while someone chooses that one way out of 100 that fuck, I did the wrong thing, and they pay for it. But Ace grabs a mop from nearby and starts pushing him away from Tobio with a mop.
Seriously, if you can fight them off with a mop, what's going on here?
Well, he does, and he rescues
It's not even a
her.
sharpened stick or some sort of weapon.
Give me the mop. But they can't get to his motorcycle. There's more of them converging, so they have to run away on foot. Meanwhile, the misfit man and the woman, the butterfly,
Asian Don Knotts.
Asian Don Knotts is dead at this point. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Asian Don Knotts and his wife are running now.
Yeah.
And the butterfly knife guy was killed.
Right.
And they're running away from the zombies. But it's done in this very fast-paced Benny Hill style, like like they're running like super. The camera's cranked up to like 60. I mean, they're just like crazy, comically running through the woods. I was laughing my ass off. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. But it is something I would do if I was making this movie.
But I mean, like I said, this
Make
is
them
just
go
one of those things
faster.
where you're sitting here going, like, how many more things can they throw in here? Hey, what haven't we done yet? The director's just looking over. Hey, where haven't we gone yet with this?
Pretty much.
It's like a checklist.
It actually
really
is
was.
a checklist.
It's like what tricks did Sam Raimi use in his early films
Oh,
that
yeah.
we haven't done yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, super fast motion.
Sweet.
But it's fun.
It's very
Everything
fun.
I'm getting
It's
from this
very
movie so
fun.
far is fun.
Yeah,
Yes,
I am
totally.
100% engaged.
And I don't know if that was their intent. I think so, especially with Ace's performance. They do a lot of cutaways to him, like expressions,
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell style, like reactions, and I think it was supposed to be humorous,
Yes.
which is weird because I think in the end this is a big message movie.
Yeah.
the director took a really weird way to tell this message that we haven't gotten to yet, but I don't know. It's
I think honestly,
thematically it's all over the place.
Yeah.
and that was kind of probably, we're going to throw out a thing that maybe other people don't want to hear. So what we're going to do is throw in a
Make
lot
it
of
funny.
things that
Yeah.
nobody will ever.
We're gonna love this.
Did you catch? Oh, nice, dude.
We just had a bug infiltrate the Corn No Hope, and
Cody
just
just
like
manhandled
Mr.
it.
Miyagi with the chopsticks. Cody just did you get it?
I threw him down, but I think he still going.
Oh damn it!
Ah, why couldn't you crush him in your hand?
Yeah.
He's still going.
You're like the Yakuza driver.
Hey,
Crush the
my
bug.
brains are still intact.
I have to call Ryan. Your brother's dead. What happened? There's an incident with a bug.
That was a June bug.
Couldn't handle it. June bugs are also big in Asian culture.
Are they?
I believe so. The beetle?
That's
Yes.
not a June bug.
Oh, I'm thinking of the band Journey,
That's a scarab.
which, like Japan, starts with a J. There he is again.
Get him. What are you doing? Now you're the limo driver.
Damn these bright podcast lights. Ooh.
All right, you got him.
But did you kill him? It's far too early.
Hurt his feelings. He knows he's not wanted here anymore. Am I in some kind of trouble here? You know what? Maybe I should just talk to my attorney.
I don't know if there's like a PETA that does insects, but we're totally
There
gonna
will
get.
be a PETA. Yeah.
Damn it. Add them to the list. I'd much rather face the
We're gonna
Yakuza
have-
than PETA.
I told you we're gonna have to put in that legalese. No animals or insects were harmed in the filming.
I
of
always
this
just thought that would
podcast.
involve the doctor, not us. Well, all of a sudden we cut back to the rock and roll club from the beginning of the film where guitar was played. Where the club manager now, wearing a bright magenta monkey's wig,
man.
he's put on a new wig that's like bright.
Well, and at this point you didn't realize it was a wig, but now
Yeah.
this is his hair
that he chooses to
that
present
he-
himself with.
Yes,
Yes, this is what
but
he
he
wants
has
to be
still
presented
wearing
as.
those effing shorts.
Those
What
little
the
shorty
hell
shorts.
is going on with
These
that?
are literally the shortest shorts I have ever seen. They are cut above his junk,
Yeah.
and they're slit on each side with they're like Filipino horse shorts. Not that I've
and he tucks his
know.
shirt into them.
Think Bruce Jenner Olympic shorts, shrunken to ungodly, exciting
George
measurements.
Takei style. Oh my!
He's still wearing the shorts, a new wig, a new shirt, and he's got a cast on his hand from where his fingers were blown off. And he did not let the fingers stop him. He's auditioning a new musical act. This chick wearing like puppies all over her skirt, like stuffed animal puppies, like the most bizarre outfit. And she's horrible.
Well, I guess you'd call it. She's wearing like a Lolita outfit, you know,
Is that, I guess, schoolgirls?
schoolgirls.
But it's covered in stuffed animals. Like, it was very weird.
Very weird, but
That's why I thought it was again back to anime. I thought that they
Well,
were
yes,
really
I mean,
trying to
obviously-
do
Yeah,
Yeah,
anime
but I think
characters.
that's just a part of their, like, you know, when we do stuff, it's influenced by stuff that we don't think about. You know,
no, we just see it's
you would think anime would just work. Is that style would just work their way into their
Yeah.
their
Every-
stuff without
Could be.
consciously doing it.
Could be.
I think that's probably. But she's awful, and the song's awful. So he asked his little henchman, like, "What is this crap?" And she's like, "It's a very popular song." And so he tells her he loves it, and he's been keeping track of her
Yeah.
her burgeoning career for a long time. And once again, we've seen chicks like this sing at the pub. It's not pretty.
Fortunately, we haven't seen Ryan or Cody in the shorty shorts.
But you know, I'm beginning to think I
Maybe?
might need some sort of wardrobe change.
All right.
Dude, go up there after hours. Cody's up in the office with that wig on.
What is this crap? It's really good.
It's really good. It's really popular.
Young Paul's next to him. It's a really popular song, Cody.
Young Paul is a henchman.
Well,
Oh, come on now.
well, he is revitalized.
I can see that.
and he is ready to prey on this chick. And he's like, "Let's go get some lunch." And you
I
take,
have another lesson to teach.
I have another lesson to teach you.
Excuse
That's
me.
what he says.
I have another lesson to teach you.
He takes her down to his
Oh,
car, and they
my.
don't even make it like the car just stays in the parking lot. Whatever lesson he's teaching her is in the back seat of the car.
Begs the question: why did you take her out of your club where
I was
you
about to say,
obviously
you
have
an
like?
office on the a
I'm sure-
lush.
I expect him to like walk over like Quagmire style, hit the wall, and a bed falls down. You know,
Yeah, whatever he wanted to do to her, it was... this might be a better question if the doctor was here. He might have some insight into... That's a bizarre... he tends to know a lot of...
You can burn cars. It's not that easy to burn your entire
Oh, you think
office.
that was it? He's going to do his way and then just blow up the car? That's hardcore. I'm not going to blow up my club. I got a million cars.
Your audition failed.
Boom. Send her to Detroit. No.
You brought shame to your village.
I didn't realize at this moment that Japanese steer the car on the wrong side like the Brits do.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I say wrong side because I'm American. I assume our side is the right side.
It is correct. Actually, it's the left side, but it is.
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, no, I think the Japanese drive it on the right, but once again, I said this was filmed in Thailand, so...
Could be, yeah.
It's a Thai thing.
Yeah.
Well, I know Chinese do it on the wrong side.
Yeah. Not many countries drive on the left.
It might be like, the imperial system. We might be the only ones
I don't know if
driving
you guys
on the
knew this. Some mailmen in the United States drive on the other side.
Yeah, they have their steering wheels there so they can easily reach the
It's a little trivia
mailbox.
little trivia for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. I've seen it.
Dun, the more you know.
The more you know. The more you know. Do they get mail in Japan?
I'm
Yes,
sure they do.
Everybody gets mail.
Really? Every country has mailmen?
You got to pay the bills, and the bills come in the mail. Or as Stone Cold said, the gimmicks that come in the mail called bills.
I bet there's a country out there that doesn't have a mail delivery system. I'll find them. I'll prove you wrong.
I'm pretty sure they all do. Even the
Myanmar.
they probably have
They
a
have
mail
mail.
system.
You think so?
You got to pay your bills some
100%.
way.
They have mail.
You got bills in a hut?
Yes.
There's no cable. There's no water. You're getting water from a
country
well.
of huts. They have a capital. They have buildings. It's
Myanmar?
yes.
Not pissed off the Myanmars.
No, I don't really.
We're anti-Myanmar. Say it.
No.
Tuesday Night
no,
Cigar Club is anti-Myanmar. Or what's their other name?
Do you even know where Myanmar is?
Yeah, it's a country from Rambo 4 that he destroys half the country with his 50 cal.
Apparently, it's not a large country if you could just destroy half of it with a machine gun. But still, it was an awesome scene.
It's not very awesome. All right, well, enough about I'm sorry. We're not anti-Myanmar.
They have no mail in Myanmar.
Special delivery. It's a lost reference because you don't have mail. First class. Oh, sorry. All I've got are these UPS and post office analogies. Damn it.
They don't have mail, Rambo.
Fuck the mail.
Special delivery. All right, I got nothing.
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
God, these postal jokes are just...
Rain or shine. Oh.
Gold, baby, gold. Well, I failed to mention earlier that a woman was waiting to meet the Yakuza to sell them their weapons.
Yeah.
This kind of hot chick was waiting out in the middle of nowhere in this huge Humvee, like Arnold, the first Humvee, the military
Yeah,
Humvee.
the very first Humvee.
She was waiting out there forever, and she finally gave up. And we now go to her. She's this badass. We cut to her taking a shower back at her house.
Sweet shower.
Nudity, boys.
Yes.
I didn't.
I was not expecting. Yes,
I didn't think
I was not expecting it.
I didn't think so because a lot of Asian countries that's like big time no.
This is Thailand, after all.
Well, then now that you say the Thailand thing, it's starting to make a
That's
little
why the
sense.
doctor needs to be here. No, boys. In Thailand.
We see her showering, and she's naked.
My voice kind of changed. She's scrubbing, and
vigorously.
she has a loofah, circular motions around her female parts.
But she's taking a shower, and as she's bathing, did I mention she was nude?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple times. Giggity.
A bunch of zombies poorly choose to attack her in the shower.
Which was the wrong mistake, because you know what? Unlike those Yakuza bastards.
She showers with a 45. And she's a good shot.
Because more of the question, at first she's just like,
Where
what?
did it come from?
And then the second question is, eat hot lead, fuckers.
She's not the driver. She's like, I'm in the shower. screw this. I keep the 45 around to blow my own brains out.
So the question is, like, well, where were you keeping that 45 to keep it dry and ready to be used?
We only saw it from the waist up. Oh, you sick bastard. I thought it was on the soap dish. I never suspected that.
That would actually have been a lot cooler if you had a soap dish and then another dish with a 45 on it.
If it was like a little 22, then I'd be like, well, maybe she did have that somewhere. But no, this thing is
or like there's like a
big
holster next to like
hand.
you know, you got the hot and the cold and a 45.
What if she was wearing a holster naked in the shower?
That would even be twice as sweet.
That would be hot.
I'm just thinking. I mean, all of a sudden, because like, I mean, it literally is. She just the zombies open the curtains and she's like, it doesn't even like let out a scream. She's like, what the fuck? And then just like gun in there and just starts blowing dudes away. Like,
she's by far the biggest badass in this movie, other than Guitar Wolf. But she just blows these things away with no problem. She goes outside to get to her Humvee. They're crawling all over her. She's punching them. She's shooting them. Like,
and now, like, she pulls up even a bigger gun. Like, she just can't help herself. And you're like,
the only time she gets pissed is they rip her clothes.
Yeah.
And she's like, you ripped my shirt.
And then she just walks around naked like, you bastards. Like, really? You brought all these guns, but you didn't bring a change of clothing?
Well, here's the thing. She does later on. I'm going to get ahead of ourselves. She puts on this little onesie, like this little cute little romper, like with shorts and holy smokes. People need to wear more of those in movies.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, it was a good look. I'll make a note of that. Well, about this time, the club manager learns he's traveling across that country road looking for Guitar Wolf. He wants revenge. He's learned they're playing a gig in the next town over, the Apache Saloon. Weird name for a Thai bar. Again? And there's a huge American flag at the Apache Saloon.
Yeah.
And it's covered in American flag. I guess soldiers?
Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
But did we station guys
But
in
also,
Thailand?
they're playing a lot of Americanized style punk.
Well, you know, I would also probably say, just as you probably would go somewhere and you might find a themed bar.
Yeah.
I think this is what that was.
I think so too.
Oh, like we have our little joke. Like,
because you got to realize you're not hiring Guitar Wolf unless you're playing American punk.
All right. So kind of like P.F. Chang's of Thailand. This is what American bars are like. It's just a big American flag and... All right.
Native American symbols all over the place.
Yeah. Picture Roosevelt. Well, his henchmen load him up with guns when he knows where they're playing. They're like, you want us to come along, boss? He's like, no, I got this. And he just takes off on a mad dash for revenge against Guitar Wolf. Meanwhile, Guitar Wolf is rocking the walls off the Apache Saloon. I mean, it's the best concert footage.
Yeah,
we saw him play in the beginning, but man, they really give the band some screen time here, and they're
fucking rocking. They're going out.
Their microphones, like we said, are spitting flames out of the microphones. The energy for their set is just off the chain, and it's undeniable. I just really want you to book these guys at the pub.
I would like to.
What if I can say they won't bring them flaming microphones for insurance purposes?
I don't think that would be like the thing that ends them not coming to the pub.
Passport issues?
Probably.
All right. Well, it was a blazing set, and the one song they did, God, what was it called? I thought I made a note of it, but Roaring Blood. It's like a Slayer title for their song, but just really dark lyrics. Way darker than, most of the hit rockabilly stuff and Ramones stuff. Like, it was kind of like Slayer lyrics set to a real kind of punk song. I want the soundtrack. I really dug the music.
No.
Ace and Tobio, meanwhile, they find shelter from the zombies. They're running still on foot, and they find this abandoned building. There's like a kind of one of those sliding locking doors with an axe on the other side, and they lock the door, but the zombies are beating on the door, and he's trying to reach through this gate to reach the axe, and he can't reach it, and he just has this epic meltdown.
Which I couldn't figure out is like, my thick manly arms can't reach it, but perhaps your small female arms could reach through and grab it. Yeah, and they never go with that option. Yeah. Well, or maybe I could get a stick and pull it towards me, and just
perhaps her feminine arms aren't.
Well, we're gonna get.
Well, Ace loses it. He starts crying, but not before he kisses Tobio.
Correct.
They do share a kiss. He gets in the hero kiss before he has this meltdown. Tuesday Night Cigar Club style. Before we break down and pee and cry and make fools of ourselves, he does get in the hero kiss. He starts crying about how he's no guitar wolf. He can't even save one girl, let alone anybody else. He can't even play a guitar. He's got nothing. Like, he's a total fraud.
And yet he was going to go in there with hopes and a dream and zero musical skills to show how much badass he was compared to Guitar Wolf.
Well, he's sobbing like a goddamn little boy until Tobio stands up and suddenly removes her top, her blouse, to reveal that she is a goddamn little boy.
I thought I saw boobies.
You saw
A man's chest.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was chiseled pectoral male muscles.
Oh, because I thought I saw boobies, and he scans down, and then
No,
like,
it was a man's chest.
you're a dude.
And when he sees her chest, he's like, and then we follow his eyes.
I was expecting more like, the Naked Gun 33, where it's like you see the shadow and you see the dong in the shadow. Like,
Well,
they've taken so many tropes from everything else. I was expecting that one at this
Well,
point.
no, because I like the weird like
Or at least
cutscene blacks
at least
with
in the
drawing.
background you hear the little boing.
yeah. So there's Keith Howell's gender sensitivity issues he was talking about. I always thought it was the club
Ace
manager.
found
I thought
Captain Winky.
I thought the club manager was where Keith's modern day social issue came. No. Tobia is a boy. And I don't know why she chose this moment to reveal herself to him.
And it's not really, it wasn't even like she announced it. Like,
No, he was having a total meltdown. It's like, I know
You
how to make him feel better. Guess what? You just made out with this. But she's so innocent and everything. I mean, she comes across as very innocent.
Yeah.
And like Tut said, I mean, she's very attractive. Tut, you specifically commented how good looking Tobia was. Nothing wrong with
Because
that.
that was a girl actress.
See, again, a good podcast would have researched. Or at least on IMDb, we could look up Tobio and see if it's a dude or a girl. Like right now, one of us could do that. We're not so lazy.
I really don't want to now.
Oh, dude, totally. Look up.
all right. Give me a second.
I want Tuttle
look it up, and it's-
I want Tuttle to be attracted to a dude.
All of a sudden, the crying game starts up. Fritz's cover of the crying game.
Is Tuttle in some kind of trouble here? But yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I was wondering. Yeah, it was kind of just.
Like, if Keith hadn't told me he thought this would really be interesting with today's current, and we'll talk about this after the movie, today's, the Target bathroom controversy and Bruce Jenner.
And remember, this was almost 20 years
and
ago.
Bruce Jenner and all that. If I had an idea that something was going to happen like that,
Yeah.
I would have.
Oh, it caught me totally.
I honestly
out
wasn't
of left field.
I didn't know
Yeah.
where it was going to come from, but
I had no clue.
I
it
kept
was
that from
coming.
you guys on
I should
purpose.
have known it the moment you said Keith suggested it. I should have figured out.
I should have known
that
when
it
you
was
said
going-
Keith Howe suggested it involve he/she's. What is that? Come on, he's a good guy.
I should have known, man. I should have known.
But yeah, it's a moment. And then here's the thing, though: when Ace he sees her male chest, and then when he looks down at her
Are you
genitals,
sure there was no boobies?
no, there was none. I remember specifically saying, "Oh, Tobio has a man chest." It was muscular, like a swimmer,
I must have projected.
like a hot rippled swimmer. She had like a Michael Phelps chest.
She had a Michael Phelps chest.
But then when he looks down at her,
Ass like a 10-year-old schoolboy.
when he looks down at her genitals, it cuts to like this red. What was that?
It's just like a drawing type weird.
It's like a red flashing. For a minute there, I thought it was like a shot of like a volcano, like lava.
Yeah.
It's just this weird psychedelic kind of red thing, which I guess maybe it was Ace's mind. Like he had to create an image to not see that.
No, I thought I saw a little picture of a little.
Oh, you thought you saw a dong?
Yeah.
Did you see a dong?
I saw nothing.
Are you? Are you
What? What?
Trouble here?
Who?
You didn't see?
Do I need my
when-
lawyer for this?
When he looks at her,
I saw.
it's just that weird red.
They do
it's
like
that
a
weird
little
red.
subliminal thing, like they're flashing some stuff while he's looking down, to where
Yeah.
you're saying like, I guess if you slowed it down, then you would see the picture, but they kind of showed something about something with male genitalia.
All right.
So the subliminal message. Unfortunately, I have no information because apparently the person that played Tobio, this was the only movie they ever did.
He did or she did?
It doesn't say.
She did.
What's the name? Is it one of those weird Japanese names?
No, I'm not familiar with the name. So
We don't know if it's a boy name or a girl name?
Right. Or I don't know.
It's a girl's name.
Maybe
What
it
is the name?
Quancheru.
That's a girl. Total girl.
Sichai.
That's a chick name. I knew a Quanchero guy.
I don't think you did. And if you did, I don't know if it was correct.
I was stationed in Thailand for 3 years. I think I know.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't.
Not at all. Not for 1 minute.
I went to a bachelor party in Thailand once.
All of a sudden, the doctor texts us in, "Hey, I'm alive," and that's totally a boy's name.
Wait, where's the microphone at? Who's he listening to?
It does sound like a girl name.
We'll take it as that, okay?
That'll make Tuttle sleep better.
It will.
It did sound
It
like
will.
a girl name.
Hey, rock and roll knows no gender.
Yeah.
They're getting into that.
Rock and roll does know no gender, and we are getting into that. So, when he sees her chest, and this was important, he starts freaking. This is why your theory is bullshit, Todd. He starts freaking out when he sees her chest. It's not until she drops trowel that he goes into full epic freak out. Because he starts freaking out when he sees her chest, and then when she drops her pants to hammer it home, that's when he... Because he starts freaking out, and then when he sees that, he just... There's no subtlety, like... You know, like...
Maybe it's my years of watching Japanese futanari.
Is that
but-
porn? What was the word? What did you say?
Oh, dear Lord.
Does Tut need a lawyer?
Tut probably needs a lawyer. It's
A
even
divorce lawyer.
It's even sadder that I know what that means.
Exactly. If there was one person in this room that I felt
Is
safe
that the
would
Japanese
know
cartoon porn?
that. Kind of. It's one genre of it.
It's
Oh, is that where they do stuff with squids and octopuses and stuff?
no.
No.
Do I need a lawyer?
That's a different issue altogether.
What is it? What it would? You can't say something.
It's like a he/she. It's
Hermaphrodite.
yeah, hermaphrodite.
a Japanese hermaphrodite.
Yeah,
How the fuck do you know that term?
Anthony Bourdain.
He did an episode on Japanese
Actually,
hermaphrodites.
he talked a lot about the anime porn deal when he went to Tokyo.
Apparently, while he was there, he partook of all of it.
Well, that's his job.
Well,
What an amazing job!
Jeez, when do we get to? Do you think the Travel Channel would ever?
I just want to party.
Tuesday Night Cigar Club travels across the.
I just want to
the,
party with Anthony Bourdain once. I mean, just
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, really,
might be like
when-
Alice Cooper in Milwaukee.
Really, when he says
Wayne's
something
World.
like parts unknown, whoa, what are we talking about here?
Oh, was that IPAs, guys? That's rich. You snob. Fuck yourself. All right, real quick, two of us here, with Tut coming up on his next pint, have shifted gears from the Sapporo to the Kirin Ichiban,
Yeah.
which I think I mentioned. I enjoy at Japanese restaurants on draft all the time.
Now you say Ichiban, and I just think Ichabod Crane.
Is it Ichiban?
Ichiban,
Ichiban.
meaning number one.
Ichiban.
Kirin Ichiban. Ichiban number one.
Kirin's Prime Brew, 100% malt, brewed for good times.
Bam.
Hey, yeah, this is perfect. I think more beer should just.
What are you here for? Good times.
Well,
we got
is
the
there
beer
one
for
that's
it.
like brewed for not so good times?
Brewed to fuck you up through moments of great sadness. That's still
Do you
reserved.
have any Kirin? I'm so miserable.
Oh my good God! All right, well, tell us a little bit about the Kirin, buddy.
The Kirin is also one of the older beers of Japan. This one was started in the 1880s. A few years after, they actually brought in hired a foreign, I believe, not 100%. He was German trained, but I think he was Norwegian
Interesting. Okay.
to be their head brewer at the time to help
Okay.
them get going. and like Sapporo, it just went from there. They were looking at that time during the restoration period after they were opening their doors to outsiders at the time. So they were looking and bringing in all the various things from beer, whiskeys, and all that stuff to bring in those outside stuff because obviously they had sake and other drinks, but they were looking for outside drinks at that time, and it was new to them. So they brought that in, and Kirin was just another brewery that came up at that time, just 10 years after, basically.
Okay. So still been in the game, going on 150 years.
100, yeah.
After 100, you can kind of exaggerate a little bit. Way more malty.
Yes, this one it's still about like I said, it's still pretty much the same ABV as Sapporo. It's about 5%. The IBU is still very low, right around the 20 mark. So it in many ways it is very much the same style, pale lager, but it's very more malty. I think it's got a little more kick on the back end. Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. I just started. I'm going to get back to the pairing here in a little bit. Give you a chance to get a pint going.
Yeah, it might be a while.
But now the Kirin here, you had asked this earlier. Kirin is brewed here in the States by Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch.
You mean America?
Yes.
It's no longer called Budweiser. It's America.
Just for the summer.
Oh, is it just for the summer?
It's just for the summer.
And that doesn't make any sense
It
because
makes
it is
no
not
sense
owned-
whatsoever.
It's owned by InBev, right?
It is owned by InBev.
But I mean, that's InBev's thinking is that everybody knows that this is not American anymore. We need to fool them.
Yes.
We don't want Donald Trump bad mouthing our beer.
Make Budweiser again.
Make Budweiser again. We're gonna have the best hops, the best barleys.
Our hops are going to be huge.
Real quick, I know isn't that the stupidest thing you've ever heard? The name in a beer, America. Like, are we that low as a society where you're gonna be in the beer section and be like, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, at this point,
I'm a member of a lot of cigar groups on Facebook, and I've seen a lot of dudes post
Really?
their cigar
America?
pics with their America beer can sitting there.
a lot of people go for the nostalgia. Sadly.
No, to me, nostalgia is Budweiser.
At this point,
nostalgia
it is
has nothing to do with
nostalgia. That sweet Budweiser can.
Miller did
no longer
nostalgia
true.
when they repackaged the
Yeah,
Miller
the
Lite,
Miller
like
Lite.
the 80s Miller
Yeah.
Lite. That's nostalgia. This is just pandering to rednecks.
Yes, sadly. I mean, they know it. They understand the craft beer is it is nowhere near. People think craft beer is everywhere, but it is not. But it is slowly and surely gaining ground every day.
Let's hope.
But in that aspect, and compared to what people refer to as the macro breweries, they sold out. They got bought out.
Yeah, I was cracking up with the man. I wish I could remember the name of that rep from. I think it was like Green something. It's out of San Diego. It's a brewery out of there. And I made the comment. I was like, "Oh, these kids today, they don't know what it's like going to a grocery store to buy either 3 beers, Budweiser, Miller." Living in the golden age, man.
When I was in college, we had 3 craft beers: Red Dog, Ice House, and Keystone. That was our craft beers.
It's not even
This is totally the golden
Well,
age
those
of
were
beers,
those
man.
are the only ones outside of Budweiser and Coors and Miller.
Macros.
Like, oh, look at this, Mr. Fancy Pants with his Red Dog.
I remember Red Dog.
Remember Red Dog? Anyway,
We're in the golden age of beer,
we
gentlemen.
really are. Now you watch, the FDA is going to come
Enjoy
in and
it.
start
I was
fucking with that.
about to say it.
And then all you little
All of a sudden, the lobbyists
all of
get
a sudden-
together.
All of a
and
sudden,
then,
people that aren't stressing about the FDA and what they're doing to the cigars are going to be like, all of a sudden, your craft beers are getting hurt. All of a sudden, they're having to submit to $75,000 application fees and whatnot. Then you'll start crying. Then you'll start getting
won't
your
happen. It won't happen.
skinny
though.
jeans in a
It won't happen
tight
because
wad.
for some reason, with alcohol, America's at peace with. Okay, that's a drug. That's an intoxicant, but we're cool with that one.
You know, it makes a lot of money. It keeps people sedated from realizing what else is going on.
Well, no, because by that logic, they'd legalize the shit out of marijuana.
They are, and they're going to tax it, and they're going to make a lot of money.
Maybe.
It's going to be easier to smoke a joint in your backyard than a cigar in 5 years.
No, that's probably true. Yeah.
There's
I
going to
can
be
smoke
far
it.
more revenue off of
I can
marijuana.
smoke a
See,
cigar
I can
smoke a cigar and get in my car and drive home.
Yeah.
I can't smoke a joint and get in my car and drive home.
See,
It's a bullshit. It's not about safety. It's not about health. It's about tax dollars.
Right.
And it's about perception over reality.
Right.
The perception is cigars are bad for you.
I was all thinking that Texas would never ever legalize marijuana. But the moment I heard the honorable representative from the great region of East Texas go, you know what? This will be a cash crop to our farmers. I was like, holy shit, it's going to be legal.
Totally.
If the Bible Belt of Texas says it's going to be good for farmers,
The rest of the states are simply waiting
a matter of
on
time.
Colorado to see whether or not the revenue would be there. That's it.
yeah.
Not about the health or
Yeah, I agree.
the safety issues. What's the revenue projection? They're raking in the money. Just hand over fist. They're raking it in. So now all they have to do is figure out what's the proper verbiage to make my constituents understand.
The difference between
I've been telling them for years and years. Marijuana bad. This is evil. This is how much money? This is what we need to change our economy in this area.
All of a sudden, spokesperson Carlos Santana is up there. Oh, the sacramental herb.
it's all rolled up leaves, boys and girls. It's all rolled up leaves. Only the bag of weed you're buying, you have no idea where it came from, who touched it, who laced it. You have no idea of the history.
Nah.
What we're smoking, there's hundreds of years of tradition of processes in place that have been passed along from family to
Yeah, but
family.
at the same time, the same argument can be passed around that, all right, in order to make marijuana legal, we want it under the FDA's regulation to where we know which hands have touched it, we know what's in it, and they're going to apply the same thing to cigars. All right. Well, we need to know what's been put in your cigar.
It's not a matter of telling them what goes into the cigar, the blend, the thing. It's the application fees. It's the bureaucracy involved.
Right.
A small, we talked about this a lot in our CastFest interviews. These small companies have put their life's savings and everything into this. To say now you have to do a application fee of $75,000. I'm going to throw that number out there because that's one of the numbers that's been floated.
That's been floated out there. Yeah.
$75,000 just to apply to the FDA.
Yeah.
when the Obama tobacco policy went into place, since it went into place, I'm going to get these numbers wrong. But
I really want to stop you right there because I don't want it to be called the Obama tobacco policy, even though it happened under his administration, and I'm sure that there was input there. I think that this would have happened in a Republican administration as well.
And I'll give you that. I'm not pegging on him. I'm just saying the non-smoking policy.
I think this is a move. This is just a move
Obama.
by lobbyists, and especially, and I will go on record and say I guarantee you, the big boys in the cigar industry are all for this.
No, and that's something we're going to discuss on our next episode, hopefully with the head of.
They're not going to submit anything new. They already have all their brands.
Two things are going to happen here. Well, first of all, what I was going to say was when they enacted the non-tobacco policy in 2007, I want to say 1,300 cigarettes, because cigarettes now have to comply. And
right.
1,300 applications in the first 5 years from cigarette companies for approval, paying the application fee for approval to the FDA.
And this is so they can bring new product to market.
Correct. How many of those were processed and approved by the FDA in the 5 years? Zero new cigarette products.
So
were approved.
basically, if I'm like a hipster in Austin and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do an all organic cigarette that's nothing but pure tobacco. It's not going to be laced with anything. It's not going to have any of these chemicals.
If you can get your parents to give you $75,000, not to mention the price of farming the tobacco and sourcing tobacco, be prepared to tell your parents that money's getting pissed away because you're never going to
see it.
You're never going to get approved, and you're never going to get any product.
Exactly.
And that's what's going to happen to all these things, which will, the big boys, the big tobacco companies, the big cigar things, with established brands, the Altadis, the General, the Monte Cristos, the Romeo and Julietas.
Yeah.
They've been around since before the 2007 date, to where those products are fine. either the new companies will be bought out
Yeah.
by the big companies who can afford these application fees, assuming that they actually timely get approved and all that, or they're going to just sit back and we're all going to be smoking Monties and Romeo and Julietas and Cohibas, because all these new companies that we love, the Drew Estates, forget Liga Privada, forget Underground, all the Skip, our good friend Skip, who's put his heart and soul into Romacraft.
Yeah.
He's going to be selling them in Germany. He's going to be smoking them himself.
Yeah.
We're not going to get them.
Nope.
Another very prominent craft cigar maker at Cat's Fest, I heard talking about he's just planning on shipping it into the States illegally.
Oh, really?
He's already looking into ways to bring on
bootlegger. Oh my God! I can have my dream of being a bootlegger come true.
We're gonna have to go to a speakeasy where
I can't
gather
because I just admitted that I was looking into being a bootlegger on the show.
you might be in trouble.
Am I in trouble here?
Oh my God!
I know our music. You killed me. Is it because we were talking about serious stuff? You're like,
No, I've actually got it in my headphones.
oh well, we couldn't hear it out here at all. I was like, I think Tut thinks we're like really touching on an important thing. He killed the music. Boom.
Which we are talking.
They need to hear what we're saying. What are we saying?
This is a discussion that I'm planning on getting much more into on the next show, because we have been contacted after I wrote my FDA thing on our website. By the way, our most popular, well-traveled article in the history of the Tuesday Night Cigar Club was my rant against the federal government. But the head of Cigar Rights of America, the biggest lobbying factor in the industry, contacted us and said he'd like to come on the podcast and discuss, because I kind of called him out as like, we're tired of signing petitions. We're beaten down. Like, what petitions aren't going to do anything. What is going to be done? Since we've done that, and then we'll get back to the movie, out of all the boutique cigar companies, everyone's waiting for a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Someone has to sue the FDA for overstepping their bounds. They do not have the authority to do this. Our boy Enrique at 1502 Cigars. Remember we smoked their Emerald?
Yeah,
yes.
the Emerald.
Our Halloween 3 episode. Yeah. Good cigar.
Yeah.
He has filed the very first lawsuit against the FDA from a boutique cigar company.
Yeah.
He and his lawyer, Frank Herrera, who's a big industry lawyer, I'm hoping it's the first of many. CRA and the other cigar trades, kind of entities have preached a patience. We're working together to come up with something, but I think a lot of people are running out of patience.
Yeah.
They wanted to see something.
I would honestly say, why didn't they just fire off the first salvo?
Well, that's what we're going to ask Glenn. So,
because you're not going to get anybody's attention, especially within government, until you do that.
Are they supporting Frank's legal fees?
These are things we'll talk.
If not, why not? I mean, that's one thing that I would like to know. How aggressive in my questioning can I be?
You can be as aggressive as you want.
All right.
If you got a question,
All
let's
right.
ask it. I'm also
You are in the hot seat.
You're in the hot seat.
You've been Duchesne.
I purposely didn't bring up Tuttle Duche, but now I just might.
I'm embracing the Duchesne.
But I'm also going to talk to our friends that are in the smaller, James Brown at Black Label and Skip, who live in Nicaragua, who invested everything they have, and see what they have questions for us.
That's an excellent idea
that they'd like to bring up. So it's going to be an interesting show. I mentioned
hopefully he comes on.
He approached us.
I know.
He was like, I'd love to get an opportunity to come on your show. He said he appreciated my creative. I basically made an analogy. I made an analogy of there's so many conspiracy theories on what the lobbyists are really doing.
Yeah.
And then I made a thing about, we watch movies like a lot on the show, like The Running Man and Demolition Man, these grand futuristic movies where the government suppresses art and all these freedoms, and you're like, nah, that could never happen. Running Man takes place in 2017.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be watching The Running Man on our next show. I know you've been wanting to do that for a long time.
Yes.
I will expect you to wear your Captain Freedom workout uniform.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering?
Then you're ready for the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to watch Running Man. We are going to smoke a 1502 cigar as a tribute to... I was going to do one of Skip's cigars that we have in the coffers, but since 1502 fired the first thing, I was like, let's do that. We have one waiting for us, and we're going to talk to Glenn, and it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a different show for us.
I hope he comes on, man.
He said, like I said, he approached us.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's going to go through with it.
You're afraid he might actually like listen to our show, and God, these guys are.
I think he'll be like, well, you know,
he's like, you know what? I'm just going to listen to a little bit and see what they're about. I'm all, me so sorry. Good God, I can't do it. I'll be laughed out of Washington if I go on these guys' show.
I've lost all credibility.
No, we're going to wear suits and we're going to be very professional.
See, I think that he might actually, you know, I've listened to your show and I thought you were a bunch of buffoons, but you're coming at me with some hard-headed questions. No,
well, here's the thing. We're not lawyers. We're not. I'm going to come at him with a lot of what people are saying online.
See, that's why when you described your article as a rant, I disagree. You were just asking questions that we've asked all the time and that we hear everybody talk about. Yeah. This is not, this isn't a rant. It's just questions. Yeah.
I think what you're trying to say is I'm the voice of a disgruntled generation of cigar smokers.
I did not say that at all.
I'm the guitar wolf of disgruntled cigar smokers.
Esti Lajero! Woo!
Can I have a guitar when we interview Glenn? And like, you've been douche. Jonathan Drew gave Tuttle the new nickname of Tuttle Douche, and
awesome.
We were using it, and it was really awesome. And then he decided he didn't like it, and now we can't use it anymore.
No, right. I'm actually embracing it. I am totally.
Did you tell the wife?
Yes, I totally did. She thought it was an insult as well.
Douche, get in here and make me some pancakes.
No, she was totally like, yeah, I think he was kind of like poking fun at you.
Hey, man. Jason, why don't you take out the trash? You've been douche.
But I've been totally using that at work. I've been like, when I grab at people.
That's what he told me. He's like, people at work are calling him like, why would you share that with your coworkers? Some little shit at work's calling me douche all day. Well, he wouldn't have if you didn't tell him about it.
We're embracing it. You've been douche.
All right. I think you should embrace it. I wish I had a cool nickname. Big Balls McCade. I've had it since high school. I can't shake it.
I'm fairly certain that you can't give yourself a nickname.
You can't.
I didn't get that. The drama teacher gave it to me. I've been doucheed. Am I in trouble?
Yes. No, but your drama teacher is.
They're gone. They're long gone. Anyway, that's our little segue into next week's show. A little promo for next week's show.
All right.
But it's going to be interesting
I'm looking forward to it.
I totally am.
It's going to be fun. I don't know if the doctor will be joining us or not, but maybe he can impart some scientific medical background into the discussion. I don't know.
The tension from this line of questioning is unbelievable.
You're rigmarole and you're avoiding the questions. It's just infuriating. No, you know what? I appreciate him reaching out to us.
If he comes on the show, man, good job.
Anybody who's seen us do an interview, there's a lot of times we could have gone to some weird confrontational stuff. I just want to be honest and natural with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Episode 33.
You've been douched.
You've been douched. You're a Nazi.
Well, you know what? I'm going to just say right off the bat, I'm more impressed than anything with ourselves. 33 episodes, and here we are talking to Cigar Rights.
The head of Cigar Rights of America. The number one lobbyist of Congress, and that's one of my questions. We get these updates on how many congressmen have signed on to protect the industry. Where's that gotten us? We have hundreds of dudes on board. Why aren't we being helped?
They've signed on, but what are we getting out of it?
I was about to say, no, I've seen all the form letters that have been posted on Cats. All those congressmen are like, that's not really my field, but we'll keep your thoughts in mind when this comes.
And I got a form letter from John Carter's our rep.
Yeah.
I also got one from Ted Cruz.
Wow. See, I didn't get it from Carter. I only got it from Cruz. Yeah.
But he's licking his wounds somewhere. He's not up for anything. The guy just went through hell and back. Anyway, it'll be interesting. Let's get back to Tobias Dingaling.
It's a guy.
So he not only does he freak out,
he doesn't just freak out. This
mentally,
is classic.
He goes crying.
He literally jumps up and runs the fuck away
and screaming, "Anything but this, God! Why is she a guy? God!"
I mean, literally, zombies could have been in his way. He's just shoving them out.
He runs away from her faster than he did the zombies. He locks himself in the bathroom. No fucking way. He keeps muttering to himself, anything but that. Now, there's a lot of reviewers. Well, there's one I'm thinking of specifically who, in today's, because we're in a different accepting
different
culture now, they have a philosophy that, movies that were made were poked fun at transgenders. Like Ace Ventura is the big one.
Yeah.
When he realizes that
Finkel is
Einhorn is Finkel. Einhorn is a man.
And he goes into the shower and sucks his thumb and whatever. Because would never fly today.
Right.
We should even take it a step further. And what would it hurt to go back and just edit that out of the movie?
No, man.
Of course not. Any reasonable person is going to say, no, that's not. At a certain point, you have to realize things change, times change.
Yeah.
A movie's a document of the time it was made.
Yeah, and I think that's a great...
And
exactly, it's a
hey,
great reflection
and
of the time.
I look back on this as, are you going to go back and say, well, we should just scrap... Nobody should ever see Gone with the Wind.
Correct.
Because of its depiction.
Any visual of separate water fountains in film should be erased. We don't want to...
The depiction of slavery, the depiction of the antebellum South.
Well, even if, you could attack, like, Smokey and the Bandit. I thought you'd be a little tall. You sounded a little taller on the radio. No, that's a parody of that mindset. You need to keep that stuff in there.
I definitely am of the opinion everything should be left alone.
Yeah. I agree.
Take it as it is and just realize...
Yeah, but
Not to mention the fact that good film portrays honesty.
But then again, like East Texas wants to get rid of Mark Twain for its use of the word nigger.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. N-word Jim?
Yeah, N-word Jim. No.
Doesn't have the same power to it.
No.
And it is. It has power because it's of the time.
Right.
Don't take it away. You won't learn anything from it.
Exactly. You can't...
And I learned from Ace's reaction to Tobio, if I'm ever in a situation where...
You need to run away?
I don't know why I would be, but if I ever saw a penis where there wasn't supposed to be one, maybe I'd be a little more
sensitive?
Cool and collective about it. Oh! It's funny. I thought you'd have a vagina. You got a penis. How about that? Is that okay?
My calm, cool, collected exterior just tells me that I'm not accepting of this, and I'm going to get up and leave.
But that's wrong. You're not accepting of it.
No, it's good on you.
I respect your penis and your ability to tuck it in between your legs. That's awesome. When I run away screaming, it has nothing to do with that.
I was about to say, how are you supposed to react now?
If he hadn't made out with her, if you just liked her a lot, maybe that would be a different story. But he
did make out with
her. They did make out with her. It was a hero kiss.
It was a hero kiss.
That's the best kind of kiss you can have.
That's right.
I hope to have one someday. Step on a spider or something and give me some sugar, mama. I run like spiders like he does from Tobio. Anything but this. It's a Daddy Longlegs game. Anyway, he's in his bathroom. He locks her out like she's a zombie, and he just cries and sobs and looks to God like, God, why? Anything.
God does not answer, though.
No, he doesn't.
Guitar Wolf answers.
And surprisingly, Guitar Wolf is like 20 years ahead as far as progressive ideas.
Yeah.
Guitar Wolf shows up in the bathroom, the ghost of Guitar Wolf.
Ace! Love has no boundaries, nationalities, or genders. Do it!
But, and then...
But she's a guy, he mutters.
Literally,
he's even fighting Ghost Wolf on this. Like, I love you, Ghost Wolf, but she's a dude.
I mean...
Love has no boundaries, nationalities, or genders.
But
first of all, it's not love. They just met.
This is true.
They literally known each other like 10 minutes.
He was technically in love with Tobio, the woman.
Yeah.
The idea of Tobio, the woman.
He was in love with the idea of Tobio.
I mean, he met her at the gas station, and it was kind of love.
Now we're getting to like Streisand, the mirror has two faces. He was in love with the concept of Tobio. He didn't know Tobio was...
What?
Packing
a sushi roll in her pants.
So, I mean, and it would be, guess what?
I honestly was okay with his... Now, granted, that hurt her feelings. Oh,
Well, of course he did. But also, you have to. But I mean,
but God, you know what? She did the right thing in revealing herself.
Yeah.
What if they dated? You know, they got past the zombie apocalypse and they like got an apartment together, and then she shows him.
it would be a little difficult.
Good for Tobio to address it.
To
up
be
front.
honest,
she should have shown him before the kids, though.
possibly.
Like on top of that gas pump, zombies everywhere. Oh, real quick, whip this out. Oh God.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Well, she's Asian. Be like, excuse me, while I.
Now you're being offensive.
Am I in trouble here?
Yes, yes, you are.
Just teasing. Again,
Damn it! Now
Cody at TuesdayNightCigarClub.com. Send your comments to. I really bad now that we're putting this on YouTube because they can pinpoint who says what. Used to be like, hey, who's that guy that said that shit about? It's Cody.
But you know what? Guitar Wolf is there.
Guitar
They threw
Wolf-
out there.
Hey, this is the great thing about this movie. It doesn't use it as like a, oh God, you know, it's a punchline. It's actually a very important like thing where he wrestles with it,
Yeah.
and our badass hero, superhero Guitar Wolf, tells him it's not important. I know you've always liked girls, and you're attracted to girls, and you're not gay, but you need to get over that because you guys have something special in these last 10 minutes, and you need to get back to it.
And at this point,
Guitar Wolf's kind of wrong, right?
At this point, half the world is zombies. What are you going to do now?
Oh, that's true too.
Dude, yeah.
Worst case scenario, you don't hook up with Tobio, you end up with another dude who's ugly and fat and doesn't look nearly as good as him. Maybe that Guitar Wolf is wise.
Guitar Wolf is wise.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was cool that Guitar Wolf was like
Yeah.
as broad a stroke as that is.
And then when you think that this was like 16
99.
years ago.
Yeah. Bring another round. I'm all real quick. How's the Kirin different for you than the Sapporo with the cigar? I like it better as a pairing.
It is. The little bit of the dryness on this is actually making it, giving it more of a crisp flavor. Is the best way I can.
Yes,
put it.
it does have a little more crispness. The Sapporo's flat beer.
Yes,
It's a dry beer. It's not a flat beer.
And I don't want to.
Yeah, it is very dry, which can be misconstrued by a Cro-Mag American like me as flat.
And I don't want to say that the Sapporo
And it had
is
no
bad.
head, which
the only
implies
other time that
flatness.
I have had Sapporo has been on draft, and it's been delicious.
Unlike Tobio.
And I'm always
true.
I'm going to be the first one that always going to say, "Hey, I want the beer on draft,"
I will say this. Now
unless it's specifically bottle conditioned.
Now we've done 3 Japanese beers on the show, the Asahi, the Sapporo, and the Kirin. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this Kirin, but to me that Asahi really played nice with that undercrown shade.
Yeah.
It was.
And I thought the Asahi was not a one note. I thought it, it had a teeny little bit of hops and a little bit of malt.
Yeah.
But it had a really nice. We always call it a summertime beer, but not a boring summertime beer.
Right.
I think the Asahi for me right now is king of the Japanese beers for me.
I would agree
Okay.
with you on that.
Okay. Good. But again, this is my second Kirin. We'll see.
But also, that was the shade, which was like one of my top 5 cigars
Yeah.
for last
I
year.
believe it was number 3 of the year. Yeah.
So I loved it,
Yeah.
and especially with the Asahi. I mean, did not conflict with it. Was not overpowering. Taste the cigar perfectly, and just everything meshed in that one moment. So, unlike Tobio and
Nice segue.
They had a hiccup in their relationship. A little 2-inch hiccup.
Anyway, I love the fact that Guitar Wolf came in with the message.
I do too, and it was a really badass moment, which I was not expecting.
Right.
Because he showed up to tell him to go get Tobio. So he just shows up at moments of crisis, which
Right.
this was a huge moment of crisis when he saw that little ding-a-ling. And he was like, you know what?
you begin to question whether or not Guitar Wolf
Is fucking with him?
or is he really the ideal person to be the Jiminy Cricket conscience here?
Yes, he is, man, because he's all about rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
He is the spirit of rock and roll and personified.
And rock and roll, like I said, it was about telling people, fuck off, fuck you. If you really like Tobio, fuck everything else.
Yeah, but I can't help but think if I'm a single guy and I just made out with a chick and she dropped her drawers to reveal a penis, if Keith Richards appeared to me in a vision, was like, dude.
Well, first of all, he looks like a zombie, so you're going to be running away.
That's right. Chop his head off. All right, let's Axl Rose shows up in the bathroom in a vision.
Oh God, it still looks like a zombie.
Wait, now is that skinny Axl Rose or?
Do that fat Axl shit. He's gotten himself into shape.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
It's a shape.
All right. Let's
Not-
do somebody we can all
not
agree
shit.
on. Lemmy from Motorhead. He shows up in the bathroom. He's like, "It's not about dicks or,
Well, you know what?
it's all about love, brother."
Motorhead actually had a song called Rock and Roll. I mean,
I might be going
pretty
with
fucking
Lemmy,
awesome,
man.
too.
So you would give the Tobio a chance?
Man, Lemmy tells me to.
Dude.
Well, I think that's a good comment on hero worship. If that moment where you just saw a ding-a-ling where you weren't supposed to see one, and your hero, your rock and roll god, which this guy worships these guys,
Yeah.
tells him, it doesn't matter, man. Love does not look at genitals. It's just all about love. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if we're going to go down that specific road, I mean, was he looking over and what did he see Tobio's? Like, Tobio have a bigger one or what?
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, wait a
Who
minute,
is the man in this relationship?
You're bigger than me.
we never saw it. I would have liked to at least seen it.
Wait, what? No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Am I in some kind of trouble here?
Apparently we are.
Yeah, I guess kind of like sleepaway camp. When you see the reveal, I thought that would have been way more effective here. But you're right. Then that leads to a whole nother thing of questions. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I would if it was tiny. No, am I going to be a bottom here? What is going through Ace's head?
I mean, if there was that, as opposed to the comedic, boing, you heard the slap. Like, whoa! Oh, Jesus. I'm out.
Look, guitar whoop. I'm liberal. I'm open-minded about this shit. But did you see the size of that thing? This is never.
I am uncomfortable.
I will be. All right. Well, it certainly was a curveball I did not see coming, and this film's already got so much weird stuff going on. It certainly took it up a notch, and I appreciated it. I wasn't like, this has no business in this movie. No,
Right.
it actually fit very
perfectly.
well and flowed.
With all the stuff that they've thrown at you, yeah.
So Ghost Wolf tells him, "Love has no boundaries, nationalities, or genders. Just do it." And he still screams, well, she's a guy. We then hear Tobio scream from outside the bathroom door. And he instinctually bursts out the bathroom to help him.
Not before he doesn't find a fucking crowbar and just decide to go to town.
Tire iron, like a crowbar. He grabs that, which he could have used a lot earlier. It was all of a sudden it was there. And
Perhaps with that I could reach the axe and totally
but you know what? This whole transgender thing, it certainly did take it out of trauma territory. And they never thought of shit like. Well, they had a lot of transvestites in their movies, but never like
Yeah.
socially like they hit you with an issue like this that out of nowhere. But he does. He grabs this crowbar and he just starts smacking zombies right and left. Doesn't he run back into the bathroom first? He like runs out there and sees all the zombies, and then he goes back in the bathroom.
Kind of, yeah.
I think he's like a hero. Like he kicks down, like ah, and he looks around.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
Ah!
Wait, whoa. Shit, what am I doing again?
Oh no, he does because he blows the wolf whistle. He goes out there to save her. He sees all these zombies, and then he's like ah, and he runs back in the bathroom and finally blows that damn wolf whistle. I would have blown that when he first saw those zombies eating the guys on the side of the road.
I thought you said it when he first saw Tobio.
When he first started blowing Tobio. Is that what you thought I said? When he saw Tobio's penis, he's like, I need you. Guitar Wolf. He wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
After Ace finally blows the wolf whistle, Guitar Wolf they're packing up their gear from the Apache Saloon gig. These guys are as badasses, and they pack up their own gear. They don't have roadies.
Yeah, that's the one thing that,
They
that
are-
I would be counted out of Guitar Wolf because I'd be like, where's
Well,
my
you know what
roadie,
actually
man?
is would be more impressive is they just didn't have any gear. Everywhere they played just happened to have stuff.
Well, where do
that-
they take? They don't have a trailer. They just
Yeah,
have
that's what I'm
motorcycles.
saying. Like
Yeah.
he pulls out the little suitcase and it has everything in it. They just wait. That's all your gear?
I'm with Tut. That'd be a deal. You know me. I don't clean up after
I
our
don't
thing.
schlep my own gear.
I don't.
Come on, man.
Hey, I'm not doing that.
That's what I knew that I'd gotten too old to be in the music biz. Is that when I started
Just refuse to clean up after yourself.
well, like when I would go play pickup gigs and stuff like that, and they would look at me and like, "Are you going to help us carry out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll help you carry out, but nah, I'm done with
Be
you."
there in a minute. That's when Tut drops his drawers and shows them something.
Oh God!
Oh, God.
Oh God!
Don't. Just, we're fine. We're fine. Well, Guitar Wolf, the leader, they're like, "What's that noise?" He's like, "It's Ace. He needs our help." And they jump on their motorcycle in their car and they peel out. They're gonna go help.
It's my rock and roll brother.
Ace, meanwhile, grabs that tire iron we talked about and breaks down the door about, kicks it down like
He's going to town.
and
Boom.
He kicks zombie ass.
He's got a lot of confused energy right now, and he is just waylaying people.
Here's what's funnier. There was a moment earlier we didn't touch on where when he and Tobio were having their moment, and he told her that he never believed in God until he met her. Remember that moment where he's like, "I've always questioned
Wait,
the
what?
existence of God, but
Yeah.
I totally missed this.
but
Oh,
the
yeah,
fact
totally.
that the fact that we met each other under these circumstances tells me there is a God." But now that he's seen her dick, he's questioning his belief in God. He's like, "God," he's cursing God. "How dare you bring, why me? Why have you done this to me?" So yeah, he found God, and then he just as quickly abandoned God.
Meanwhile, God's like, "Isn't that some shit? You
I
come to
refound
me
my
during the
faith,
time."
and it's gone.
he,
In all of
he
4
declares
minutes.
he declares very loudly that God doesn't exist anymore. Why is she a he? Why? But he's still fighting. He's still doing what Guitar Wolf told him to do.
Go get her, man.
Guitar Wolf, guitar bass, guitar drums show up. Well, they come across. They're on their way. This is a journey for them to get there.
Guitar Wolf, Bass Wolf.
Oh,
Drum
It's
wolf.
not guitar.
it's like that makes no sense. Guitar drums.
Guitar drums.
Hey, guitar bass. That's redundant. And bass wolf. And guitar drums makes no sense.
Drum Wolf.
Who's the lead singer? Guitar.
Look, let's start at the beginning.
Why wasn't he called Singer Wolf?
Right? Well, he played guitar too.
Oh, okay.
They should
Guitar
be.
singer
He should
wolf?
be lead guitar wolf.
They're
Guitar
based
slash singer
on what
wolf.
instrument they're playing.
Frontman wolf.
Frontman wolf.
Where's keyboard wolf?
Oh,
Was there a
it's-
keyboard
No,
player?
this is punk, man. You don't
Yeah.
have keyboards in
They
punk.
laugh at keyboard players. No offense.
Exactly. No, none taken.
He was the 4th player. They've left him back in the. You see him getting eaten by zombies.
There was a scene early on when they showed up at the Apache Saloon and the guy asked if he could play keyboards and Guitar Wolf shot him in the head.
Triangle Wolf. We don't talk about him much.
That was guitar xylophone. Just makes no sense. This isn't how this is supposed to go. Well, they have a long journey because they're way behind. So they have the road trip to catch up to Ace and save him. They come across on their journey the 2 misfits, Asian Don Knotts and his wife.
Yeah.
They come across them, still running in that fast-paced Benny Hill. They're still just exhaustingly running across the countryside. And they give them a ride. Of course, they're going to save them. They're good guys.
Yeah. Well, Guitar Wolf asks them
Because
have
they
you seen,
they say they know Ace.
Have you seen my rock and roll brother?
Ace. And they're like, if you mean that goofy dude with the grease in his hair, yeah, we know him. And they're like, all right, hop in. They give him a ride.
What if we said no? We'll still give you a ride, but it's not as cool though.
Well, minutes after they...
By the way, has anybody noticed, and I totally forgot to mention this earlier, but every time Guitar Wolf goes to shoot, the 2 backup guys, or Bass Wolf and Drum Wolf, are always like fixing their hair
Yeah.
while he's got this epic,
well,
gunslinger
they are
pose.
bad. They are backup guys.
It just
Let's not
Well,
build-
I mean, let's
not-
face it. I mean, he pulls the gun out. Comb.
exactly. Everybody,
It's about to just blow everything out of proportion.
Gotta fix the hair, man. I just love it because They always frame Guitar Wolf like front and center in the camera in this just great looking fucking pose, and they always position the other two in the background, slicking their hair.
There's a rhythm
But
section, bass and
what
drums.
I love it is there's the one
awesome,
here,
man.
and the other here,
And the other here, exactly.
He's got it on the other
So you
side.
think that was intentionally direct?
Oh, absolutely,
directors?
absolutely.
Okay, I like it. It's a nice touch.
Because it happens almost every single time that Guitar Wolf shoots, and I started looking at it.
Okay, I missed that.
And like I'll mention it a little bit later.
I was so mesmerized by Guitar Wolf and whatever he was doing. Like a real band, I ignored the bass player and the drummer.
I mean, the only cooler thing would have been his. Literally, he pulls it out, and like one of them just throws a comb and it like sticks in his zombie's head.
Well, moments after they left their gig at the Apache Saloon, the bizarre club manager with the wigs pulls up. He's on their trail.
George Takei pulls up.
And he's got his he's back to his black Mo from Three Stooges wig. He got rid of the magenta wig. He's got the black wig back on.
Have you seen Guitar Wolf?
He just kind of talk like that. Has Guitar Wolf played here? Oh my! Now he's wearing tight baby blue shorts. He's changed out of the tennis shorts. He's got these.
But
tight,
when did he decide to change?
He's in the car just changing. I was like, oh.
I really thought he was going to be the subject of our gender issues tonight, but no,
Yeah, he's
he's all man, baby. Well, he pistol whips the promoter at the Apache Saloon to tell him where they went. And he says, Guitar Wolf's headed down the road to the next town. He's a pretty hardcore little weirdo.
Yeah, popping pills and going.
Yeah, he knows what he's up to. Well, as Guitar Wolf gasses up, they come to the Esso station. And
this damn Esso station.
they had like 3 locations. Like, how much can we use the Esso station?
There's the Esso station and then the warehouse.
Yeah, that's it. Well, they come to the Esso station, and the female weapons dealer in the Humvee pulls up, and her ride is still covered in zombies.
And she's just blowing. She just gets out.
She's been driving all.
There's
She's
like,
been driving all
there's
day.
like 8 zombies on this Humvee.
I mean, my only
it's
thing
like
is
luggage.
she is seriously just driving over these zombies, and they are just stacking up, and she's just blowing them away.
She is not that Yakuza driver. She has no problem putting a gun out there and just blowing these dudes away.
Away.
That would be another. That'd be a trouble.
You know
movie.
what? It's sad that we have to clarify that.
In this movie, anything goes, man. But she gets out. She starts blasting them with her .45, and just as they're finally about to overcome her, because there's so many of them, Guitar Wolf walks out of the convenience store, and he opens up his palm to reveal these like glowing mystical discs.
They're guitar picks.
Oh, is that what those
Yeah.
were?
Yes.
Oh my God! Do you even watch music anymore?
No.
They're guitar picks.
Oh, that's like something out of the Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing" video. These neon guitar. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought they were just weird-shaped ninja stars.
That would actually be pretty sweet if they just like assembled themselves into that and just they threw them at him and like killed them all.
Well, he opens his hand. These magical guitar picks show up, and he starts flinging them, and he just wipes out all the zombies.
like Gambit from X-Men.
totally. Boom.
It's pretty awesome, and they're just instantly dead.
And then I'm like, why don't you do that all the fucking time, man?
I mean, at this point, Guitar Wolf could sneeze and kill 50 zombies.
Yeah. Well, now
That's how badass he is.
Exactly. The other two would be back there combing their hair.
Which they were in this scene. That's what I love about it, man. Anytime that they're doing action, they all got the slick back hair, man.
I mean, you know,
Well, hey,
I guess maybe like Guitar Wolf. Hey, you guys gonna help? Hey, we gotta comb our hair, man.
Hey, well, I'm interviewing Glenn Loop from the CRA
Just start
next week. Can
slicking
you
back.
guys just be back there?
It's not gonna
Cody
work for
might
me.
have
We have to get you the Mo wig.
Totally. I can stroke my facial hair if that helps.
Grow it out. You got a week.
All right.
Well, then we cut, and this is why I don't understand where Tut's coming from with the female chest, because we now cut to a slow motion montage of Tobio walking through the deserted town of Asahi,
Yeah.
bare chested, with clearly a man chest.
Did I miss this?
Yeah, you are right.
Yes, it's a slow. She walks in slow motion through the deserted zombie town of Asahi with a man chest.
How did I miss that?
What?
Busy
Were we
masturbating.
watching the? What year is this?
I totally missed this thing
Yeah.
then.
She's just vulnerable and naked and walking. She's hurt by Ace's reaction, which shouldn't be totally unexpected, but he went really overboard with it. And yeah, she's walking around just bare chested.
There's no way that was a dude.
I don't know what it.
This is
don't
before
know.
CGI. They couldn't have put a female face on this dude's body. Well, Ace is taking out back of the thing, zombie after zombie with the tire iron still. And he, at this point, he's crazy. He's like Ash in Evil Dead
he's
2.
like gone,
He's
just
covered in blood, and he's big-eyed and just he's losing his marbles.
Yeah.
man.
He's just killing guys left and right.
The weapons chick from the Humvee. Now she's wearing that.
not even questioning it.
Now-
She's just killing everybody.
Well, now she's wearing that spectacular skin-tight jumper. Oh man,
with the.
is that a pantsuit or a jumper? It's a jumper.
It's got to be a jumper. Pantsuit implies pants, and these did not
Yeah, these are
have pants.
little short shorts that work their way into a little top.
Well, it's a one-piece suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but short shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a unitard almost for females.
An awesome unitard.
Yeah, it was like a checkered unitard. It played havoc.
It was plaid.
It played havoc
It had a
with
belt,
the.
which I
and
don't understand the
and-
belt because the pants are attached to the top.
Exactly.
And she's got a 45 that does not run out of bullets.
It played havoc with the camera because there was some moire issues coming through there, but then it had the little fluffy the sleeves on it.
Well, she takes the Misfits and Guitar Wolf to her warehouse where she keeps her cache of weapons.
Cachet.
I think it's cachet.
It's cash.
You
How
don't
am I
say
doing?
sash, you say sachet.
It's not. You know what?
It's not a
What am I gonna do with you?
machete, it's a machete.
That's right.
Different languages.
We'll see. Let us know on the Tuesday Night Cigar Club Facebook page. She takes them to their warehouse where
People
there's...
are fans.
All right, how about this? Instead of a cachet, a treasure trove of weapons.
a plethora.
He's all, it's a trove?
It's a trove.
A treasure trove of weapons.
Son of a bitch.
It's a treasure trove of high-powered weapons. They all start...
That were meant for the Yakuza.
They all start loading up their different guns with Guitar Wolf saying, we're going to save our rock and roll brother Ace. But suddenly there's a knock on the door.
Gun Chick is like, how do you even know he's alive?
Yeah.
And then the other Asian Don Knotts is trying to get some action, and she's like, don't touch these things.
Oh yeah, he's still trying to get his wife to give him some ass out of all this.
Well,
Emotions are running high.
well, end of the world. What are you thinking? You know what? If I'm gonna die, I can go out happy.
See, I'm the Yakuza driver. Give up. No. I'm fighting.
Exactly. As long as the Leshkers are alive, I have a chance.
Love knows no nationalities, genders, or...
No, nationalities.
Didn't he say nationalities?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Culture. Gender or cultures.
Cultures. It's so confusing at this point.
It's all very... But it's not confusing when you watch it. It's a very straightforward
Yes.
film.
Yeah.
But he says, we're going to go rescue our rock and roll brother Ace. But suddenly there's a knock on the door. A guttural zombie voice says that he's the gangster who's come to pick up his...
I'm here for my stuff. I'm here for my weapon.
Smart zombies. These zombies can articulate minimal words and ideas.
Mail delivery.
And when they... Are you sure they have postal service?
I'm fairly certain.
Land Shark.
It was like very much so. So what do? They very unwisely open the door for this crazy voice, and all hell breaks loose. The misfit dude immediately gets his ass handed to him, and then we cut to, as they're fighting the zombies, we cut to UFOs flying over the world at incredible rates. We show them at the Statue of Liberty circling at, like the Eiffel Tower,
The Great Pyramids.
the Great Pyramids.
Some Moroccan looking thing.
The invasion is in full effect, basically. Before we go back to the warehouse real quick, you and I are getting pretty close here. Everyone now is on the Kirin.
Yeah.
Are you what's your pairing wise?
Okay, on the cigar, it was a bit of a one-trick thing, but I liked it.
Was the second one playing out the same way?
Yeah, the second one's just straight as consistent. It pretty much held that leather cedar note all the way through. Didn't pick up in strength. I mean, it was just a nice, a mild smoke. I mean, it was a good, pleasant smoke. Was it the greatest cigar ever? No, but it was just a nice smoke. I will say that I liked the Sapporo pairing better than the Kirin. Kirin. I liked it better than the Kirin. The Kirin is a little too tangy, I guess. Because it's not. I like the Kirin because it's got like a nice little honey taste to it. The malts kind of kick
It's got
in.
more stuff going on.
Right. It's a more interesting beer to me than the Sapporo. But I like the pairing of the Namakubi with the Sapporo better than the Namakubi with the Kirchen.
Okay. You know what? The more this is my second Kirin. I can't tell if it's just because I think this is a better beer. As far as pairing goes, I can't really give one right now the lead over. I'm going to go Kirin because I do think it's definitely not fighting with the cigar, but it's giving me, I'm enjoying the beer a little more because there's more to it. The cigar still is just that one really good blend. There's not a lot of things to pull from it except leather, cedar, but a really good tobacco taste. Yeah. I want to say that maybe the wrapper has a lot to do with what I'm like.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a very oily... silky wrapper, and I want to smoke another one. Like I'm okay with one trick if it's not boring, if it's delicious.
Yeah, that's the way I am.
This is, and I agree with Tut. I'm not picking up just overwhelming complexity, and like I said before, I wasn't, after I got past that first third, it kind of died. But it's not bad.
Yeah, for me it did not
it's a
die
very mild
in the last
cigar,
third.
But
it
tastes good.
Yeah, it's really good.
But it's not complex.
No, it's not.
Do you want to, now that you're on your second, you want to give a guess price point wise?
But I will say I very much like the Kirin over the Sapporo.
I'm leaning towards the Kirin myself.
Yes, price point, please.
You want to guess?
I'm going to go 7.
Yeah, see, I was thinking $7.50, but you also have to factor in the packaging.
It's a really impressive packaging. It is not a very. I think it's mass produced, but I think they did somewhat limited.
I'll go $8.75.
Okay, I think we're looking at a little over 9.
A little over 9.
You get a box right now on Famous. They come in boxes of 10 for $97.99, so $9.70.
I would say for the cigar itself, in my opinion, that's a little overpriced. But when you package in the packaging, see what I did there? Then that price makes sense because it is very
presentation
fancy
goes
packaging.
along with anything. You it's like a car. You pay for the bells and whistles, and I mean, let's be honest. You go in and you sniff the wrapper. You undo this. It's a these should costs. There's costs associated with such a good looking thing.
And it's kind of weird though because when I think about it, when I think of something like the Underground Shade, which I think has a very consistent flavor all the way through it. I think that is down around $7.80, $7.90
for Toro.
And so I'm kind of like, man, do I want to? If I walked into a shop, would I go for the Underground Shade at $7.90 or this for $9? Yeah, it really depends because I think they're both kind of similar in the way that they're light, mild with that one consistent note through it.
Yeah, the Underground, same thing. There's not a lot of transitions, but that what it gives you is really great. Under $10, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I mean 2 hours.
That
going
is true.
Up 2 hours. I mean, we've been smoking on it for long. It's a slow burning cigar, and construction wise, beautiful.
Well, for you guys, I'm chain smoking this down like a bitch.
Well, we're talking about Thailand and little weenies. You're excited. You're pumped up. You're jazzed. You're feeling it. Tuttle Douche.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna give thumbs up to the cigar as a whole.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm gonna.
And it's weird because for Honduras, to me, it kind of smokes a little bit more. And I'm not as versed as I should be with Honduras wrappers or Honduras tobacco.
Well, it's an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. It's manufactured.
I thought you said it was Honduras.
It's manufactured in country of origin where it's manufactured.
Oh,
is
okay.
Honduras. And then I believe it's Honduran and Dominican.
Okay, because I was about to say because I taste more of a Dominican profile than anything.
Yeah, Honduran and Dominican filler. It does have a Dominican.
Yeah.
Kind of some of those familiar flavors.
Yeah, I was definitely picking up more of the DR.
Kirin,
Please.
I'm gonna stick with the Kirin for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I might transition away from. We'll see. We're all over the place tonight.
Much like this movie.
Much like this movie. So we do see the UFO invasion, which are very EC comics. I mean, they're literally Mars attacks.
Yeah.
Perfectly little spherical UFOs.
Yeah, it's very comical.
Other than with zero explanation for why there is a alien invasion.
I love that. As soon as they're
Who cares?
as soon as they're in the warehouse and they're talking about, oh, these are zombies. You know what's going on. To me, the movie really lost steam in that gun warehouse.
It slowed down.
Yeah, for the first hour and 10 minutes, I was like, this is one kick-ass film. I love it. And then once it got there, it really just kind of fell off for me.
This beer does have a little bit of head to it, too. That was missing from the Sapporo.
And we've already established
Tuesday Night Cigar Club is pro head.
Yes.
Not severed head. Head.
Or in this instance, when it comes to beer, barm.
Barm?
Barm.
What is that?
Beer foam. It's the head.
Beer foam.
I did not know that.
How have I never heard that term before?
Yeah, I don't think it's widely known, but
Guy owns a pub. You learn things. It had a good barm there briefly.
It did.
It dissipates very
Very
fast.
barmy.
Barm you. Well, barm all of you.
my pants are full of barm.
So the band Guitar Wolf and the weapons dealer chick, and I'm sorry I'm not using her like the club manager's name. We don't really get names, so I'm going to stick to their character titles. The weapons dealer chick, they make their way through the city. They've abandoned the warehouse now.
You gotta hang on because, like, Guitar Wolf, sensing that Gun Girl is all about the money, he hides like this golden nugget thing in the dead body.
You guys ever eat Mrs. Grass's soup?
No.
It's got the golden flavor egg in it. You drop into it.
No, I've never seen it.
It looked a lot like he has a golden egg, like a little sphere of gold. Well, no, but Guitar Wolf, I guess that's how well, you were saying. He senses that she's driven by monetary.
So he basically pulls it out of the zombie's neck or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, look at what I found inside the zombie. And she's like, oh, they're inside the zombies?
Yeah.
I'm going to get rich.
Yeah. The more zombies I kill, I can take out these little golden nuggets from them. They make their way through the city, blasting zombies right and left, until they finally find Ace, still hacking his way through the undead with his tire iron. He's exhausted and just covered in guts and blood.
He's like the John. He's like the John Henry of zombie killers, man. He's going at it.
He never stops. And I should say his tired iron. He's really exhausted.
We'll accept it. We'll accept it this time.
No, we won't.
Well, Guitar Wolf tells Ace that there are no boundaries in rock. He's really progressive, this Guitar Wolf.
Exactly, man.
With all this stuff going on, he still wants to teach Ace, like, there's no boundaries in rock and roll or in love. The heart wants what the heart wants.
That, or you're gonna find out maybe later, like, look, it's my cousin.
Hey, no boundaries. He says, believe in rock and roll, and you can't
really
go.
want to hook him up. I mean, he's a good kid. I'm trying to help him out.
You can't go wrong if you believe in rock and roll.
Which is really kind of weird because if you think of Striper or Kiss, God gave rock and roll to you.
If I remade
rock and
this
roll
movie,
knows no boundaries.
If I remade this movie, I'd have Fritz's Kiss cover during the love scene, and I'd totally have God gave rock and roll to you over this big slaughter scene. But he hands Ace a handgun.
Yeah.
Boom.
And Ace knows what he has to do. He's got to save Tobio.
I thought you were using
No!
Damn it.
Again, if
Why do I
made the
keep
movie,
giving people guns?
No, he realizes
Yes.
he's got to save Tobio. Which again, I would think even the social justice warriors or whatever they call them that are like, we have to accept everybody, and if the minute you have any kind of hesitation on accepting people, you're a bigot, and I would think even they would be.
But there's
always he's heterosexual. There's limits.
It's only if you accept people up to
Not
a
to
certain
Guitar
point.
Wolf.
We have to accept serial killers too. They're people.
Nah.
Well, wait. He was just skinning 10 people and making a suit out of them.
And this totally kind of
But he's still
brings
a person.
to
We have to
question:
accept
is
their
it
lifestyle.
genetic or choice
We don't get a lot on Tobio's background.
or Ace's? We assume that Ace is heterosexual, but if it was genetic, shouldn't he have always been gay?
Because he's attracted, still considering Tobio after the reveal?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they had showed, like, at the beginning of the movie where Ace is thinking, I want to meet my girl and have my 3 kids or whatever, it would be, like, more of a shocker at this point. Like, oh, man.
But again, at that point, they'd only known each other 10 minutes.
Correct.
I just think there's some people that would be like, if he was like, you know what? Nothing against Tobio. He seems great. But it's just not in me I just don't do that way. Oh.
I want to go save him because I'm a good human being, but that's where it's going to stop.
But no, Guitar Wolf wants him to save it for love.
Guitar Hero knows, man. Guitar Hero knows.
Guitar Wolf.
Guitar Wolf.
These guys would never play Guitar Hero. God. Damn you, Asani.
So I played Guitar Wolf on Guitar Hero. And all of a sudden, I feel like
Keith is going to be listening to this just cracking the
I
fuck
played
up,
guitar drum bass hero the other day. Wolf. Drum bass wolf hero.
And for some reason, I couldn't get the Guitar Hero dongle to work, but and then it all occurred to me.
Speaking of dongles, Tobio.
Nice segue.
Boom.
Well, what Ace does when he gets the gun, he jumps on a tiny little scooter.
Little moped.
That's so Japanese. This tiny little moped.
He started out on at least a halfway. It was technically a motorcycle.
He keeps
It just
downsizing.
goes down again.
The end of the movie, he rides off on a tricycle.
Which shows you just how slow these zombies are.
Yeah,
He's pedaling furiously
He
away.
maneuvers this moped around them with great ease. But he's off to save Tobio. But right then, the eccentric club manager in the wig
my.
suddenly shows up.
Is Guitar Hero here?
He's got one of those T2 Arnold mortar guns.
Oh my god.
the grenade launcher.
The grenade
thing?
launching guns. And he just starts blasting. Because they're up in this 2-story building downtown. He starts shooting it up there and blasting the shit out of them. He blasts Guitar Wolf, the lead singer, out of the building. He flies out of the window, lands on his feet with his guitar.
Rock and roll.
Plays this killer riff.
It's the I can't remember the exact name of the song, but you hear it all the time in Pulp Fiction at the
Rumble.
I
I said it before.
Down,
Link
down,
Ray.
down,
Rumble.
Yeah. It was
And
it's
that
that same
was-
opening lick. Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of so many licks they played through. That one particularly, Link
Look at
Ray
us!
Rumble.
Look at us talking
Yeah.
like musicians, licks and riffs. Look at us.
Well, we are.
It's
Did you hear me refer to Tobias as Dingle?
No, you said dongle.
dongle.
while he's referring to licks and riffs.
Speaking of licks and
We just-
licking riffing, I did say dongle.
Repeatedly.
Well, he blows the shit out of everything with this mortar gun.
Yeah.
And Guitar Wolf flies out of the building, hits the riff. And this is where shit gets really weird.
It's
Really fast.
this is where the movie gets me back again because it was real slow
It did
for
slow down for like
110
15 minutes.
Yeah, for about 15 minutes it was just kind of I was hanging in there.
During that slow time, though, there were like deaths and beheadings and stuff.
Yeah, but even then
But it was so unique and crazy, all the deaths up until then. It just kind of became basic
yeah.
zombie slaughtering stuff, which we've
Yeah.
seen a million times. That's why it was
Yeah.
boring.
But even then, like we missed a heartfelt scene where, all right, so Asian Don Knotts has gotten bit, and he walks out of the.
He bites his wife.
His girlfriend, he bites her, and then Gun Chick has got her gun drawn on the Asian Don Knotts' girlfriend, and Asian Don Knotts' girlfriend starts going philosophic, like you'll never have love and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and me and my Asian Don Knotts guy, we're going to be there till the
Which
very
she
end.
doesn't actually call him that. But I'm not sure if they know who Don Knotts
And then Gun Girl just commences to shooting her.
shoot the shit out of her. I love gun weapon shit.
just can't help herself.
I just want to make
She's
it.
gonna kick some ass.
I'll tell you this: if we ever do get to make our Angel Dust movie, she's wearing that a jumper
All right.
for no reason
whatsoever. A plaid jumper.
I need you to put this on. It makes no sense. Just put it on. Make me happy.
Well, Tobio comes back to that Esso station again.
What is up with that fucking Esso station?
And she finds Ace's motorcycle and is very sad. She misses Ace.
She does stroke the name of Ace repeatedly.
Oh yeah, he has Ace in the
The fender.
the fender. Yeah. She kind of strokes the Ace fender, and we can tell the way she's stroking it. She really feels she likes him a lot. Keep in mind though, she was making out with that other dude, which I forgot about at the beginning of the film. Well, she's open to love.
She's looking for love.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, but Ace saved her.
He did.
With the fucking tire iron.
Actually, but that was after he ran
No,
away
at that
from
time
her.
it was like
Well,
with a
you know,
mop.
hey, it's...
Yeah, he did run away furiously, screaming, "There is no God!" But you know, she still loves him.
Excuse me, guys, while I get out my nub tool.
Oh, good lord!
You know what? Screw you and your nub tool.
That is
Is
not.
that a
now-
euphemism?
That is not a Tobio reference.
Now all of a sudden he is just all about, look at me, I am so special.
Oh, you guys don't have one?
I'm totally anti nub tool. I'm sorry.
You know what? It is weird doing it in front of dudes. I'm gonna cash a cigar. I'm pro nub tool alone.
Yeah.
Much like Tobia's.
Much like mopeds.
Much like Tobia's nub tool. It should be a private affair handled, not in front of the cameras. But she's in love with Ace. We get that very, very clearly. We're
Just horrible people.
For such a progressive group, dude, we were just offending everybody left and right.
We are very progressive. You know, I don't talk about it on the show, but I was raised very, very progressively in that, you know, my grandparents were huge supporters until they no longer with us. They gave huge portions of their time and their money to PFLAG, Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, way before it was cool, way before it was hip. They were always on board with trying to, you know, accept gay people into the church, make the church more accepting of them. I was raised, and I'm not going to throw out this card, even though we know it's true. I have a lot of gay friends. You know,
I have a lot of gay friends.
We really do. We've been to gay weddings. I mean, we're totally okay with it. But is it wrong to say when Ace is concerned that it's okay that he's not on board with this?
Man, to tell you, that's
Well, you know what? Like I said, if Ace had
If it's up to Guitar Wolf,
in
I'm
the
an
beginning
asshole.
scene when they're
Yeah.
showing you Ramones records and all these thrash and punk, and he's over there slicking back his hair like, I can't wait to meet my girl and start a family. Well, it's
Does
gonna-
he actually say that?
No, but I'm saying
Oh,
if he was doing that, then it would actually say it might raise some concerns. Well, because Tobio's not going to be able to provide any kids. They could adopt, sure, if that's the thing, but that's not what they were saying. He was out there saying, "I'm going to be better than Guitar Wolf," and then he falls in love with Tobio at the Esso station. That fucking Esso station.
Esso station of love.
I think maybe it's a case of, you know, extreme moments of adrenaline and you know, they met under such pressure cooker situations. They're like the Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock in Speed. They met on that bus, and that connection under that environment of that bomb on that bus.
Fast forward.
It sped up the courtship process.
Fast forward 10 years later, and they're like, you know what? My adrenaline's kind of waned, and yeah, I'm not that into.
He's still trying to learn guitar. Keeps looking into
What are they
what
gonna
would
do
be what would be the kids' room.
after the zombie apocalypse? Is all of a sudden is Tobio going to be all over his ass like Asian? You should get a
Like
job,
Asian-
goddammit.
Exactly.
You suck. You don't know how to play the guitar.
You don't even know one chord, man. I should have gone with Guitar Wolf.
Yeah, Guitar Wolf's so open. Why didn't he hook up with Tobio? He's like, well, I'm Guitar Wolf.
I mean, why
road-
didn't
the
Ace
roads-
like, Guitar Wolf totally do it? You do it. Well, hey, I mean,
I said, do as I say, not as I do. Rock and roll.
rock and roll.
All right, well, there's some holes here. I guess I'm just saying, I don't think that makes Ace a bigot or a... If you're led into love under false pretenses, or you don't think you're getting what you think you're getting.
Yeah, it's such a weird issue because right now we are being hammered home that if you have a moment of then...
Remember when they used to do the thing on Jerry Springer all the time where it'd be a transvestite who would hook up with a guy and she'd bring him on there to be like, I need to tell him I'm...
No, I've never seen
I've seen it.
It was a big thing back in the old days, when I was in college.
3 o'clock in the morning, what's on TV? Jerry Springer,
Sally Jett, they all did these shows where these transvestites would be like, it's time for me to tell him that I'm a man. I've avoided it.
Yeah, but there was a couple times where you're literally like looking at him and it's like there's a 5 o'clock shadow. Like, I need to tell him I'm not a woman.
No, I don't think you do.
Really?
It's pretty
you
obvious.
need to tell him?
But even in a case like Tobio, where she clearly looks like a woman, very feminine, I don't think it makes Ace a bad guy to be like,
I don't think so either.
let's just go. I'm sorry. I think Guitar Wolf's wrong. I think love doesn't know gender. Nationalities, I'll give him. What's the other one? Cultures or whatever.
Man,
age. I can see. You can fall in love with old people. But you're okay if you choose to opt out once you find out that it's someone of your same sex.
I don't know.
If we're going to go along with the theory, which is correct, that people are born gay, it is born. You don't choose it.
Okay.
Then you also don't choose to be heterosexual, which means you can't look past the idea that you're with a man.
I don't know because
you can't have it both ways. You can't say we don't choose, but you have to choose.
I don't know because I think if love, in my terminology, is far more chemical related.
This stuff.
Well, not just that,
Love
but
it.
just
So make you love some things.
just hormones and just chemicals. I mean, there's like, I can't really explain it, but to me, it explains the whole you don't choose who you love kind of thing. I don't know. I'm getting.
You
way
don't
far.
choose who you
I'm
love,
getting
but
way
you do
far
choose
out there.
what you love.
Well, it's. I don't know.
I just wonder because it's so hyper now, and people are so judgmental against the idea of you being judgmental. I wonder if today, if you could honestly in a movie be like, it turns out you're with someone that's of the opposite or the same sex.
Yeah.
Could you escape out of that anyway without offending people?
I don't know. To me, it's the same way if you're a lesbian and some meathead comes up and makes a pass at you, and you don't be like, oh, well, I'm accepting of your meatheadedness.
Of course not, because you're a lesbian. You like girls.
Right. I mean, but aren't you a bigot for like being, oh, no, you're disgusting.
Well, now you're saying you're a bigot for denying the opposite sex.
Well, a lot of people aren't like that. If you don't, if you aren't cool with some dude coming up hitting on me.
If I'm at the pub and some guy came up to me and can I buy you a drink, of course I would say yes. And then he was like, hey, how about we go out to dinner? And I'd be like, oh, thank you, but no thank you. Well, why not? I'm like, well, I'm a heterosexual. Would
You got a problem with gay people?
That doesn't make me a homophobe.
I don't think so, no.
Well, I mean, and
The
also,
fact that we don't know, the fact that we're so confused by this.
Kids gonna go, well,
That's
I'm
why-
married
that's
and
why
I have
it's so
2 kids.
fucked up.
Wait, why'd you let me buy you drinks? I like free drinks.
I'm an alcoholic. And I'm a broke alcoholic.
Wait, you only bought the most expensive stuff on the fucking menu.
Cheers, brother. I don't know. It's such a weird time we're living in.
Yeah, it's such an ultra sensitive time. You can't make mistakes.
And as much as, like you said, we think we're on the progressive side of things, I think there's still some stuff that we would get slammed for, thinking that it's common sense. But as Cody always says, common sense ain't so common these days. I don't know. It's weird. And I think that maybe that's what Keith wanted us to talk about.
Well,
Which, good for him, we are. I mean, it is a zombie Japanese rock and roll movie that has us talking about some other bigger things. Good job, Keith.
Good job. Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk to Keith. I mean, wait.
What's Keith wearing? Coming from the corner of no tolerance.
Keith comes out and says, "Hey,
totally slam us.
now if Keith comes out, hey, you guys want to meet Toby? You son of a bitch, we knew it."
Coming to you live from the Aryan Nation headquarters, it's the Tuesday night. God, Keith.
We're just questioning.
We're good guys. I don't know the right answers. I don't think these days you can know the right answer. You can be 100% sure
At
of
this
something.
point, is there an answer?
No, there's not. I don't think so, man.
Exactly.
I think no matter what we say, we're going to be wrong
Exactly.
to somebody.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay to disagree. Maybe that's the lesson.
Unless you're like unitard chick, where we're gonna just pull out a 45 and blow your
and just
fucking brains
start
out.
Everything. That we have no problem with.
Exactly.
We're totally on board with unitard chick. Well, Guitar Wolf wrestles with the club manager. They're battling out there until eventually electric bolts of electricity.
No, he all right. There's this weird scene where they've kind of got each other in the wrestler's hand grip, the feet of strength
trying to bend each other's hands.
where they
back.
got both hands locked in each other, and Guitar Wolf's kind of like headbutting the George Takei.
By the way, at this point, his wig is flown off. He's got short.
No, not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
But
And
how
it's
is
weird
he having
because
such immense strength with those shorts on?
exactly.
They're wound up so tight.
All right.
Well, those
but
weren't the
what's
lace-up
weird-
shorts. These were the baby blues.
All right. So what's weird is that Guitar Wolf is backing him towards some weird electricity that's on the ground, and
It gets very mystical, Doctor Strange all of a sudden.
and then George Takei is like talking about, oh, do you remember when we were so naughty? Oh, we had some times, didn't we?
Maybe there was some. Maybe
I don't
he
remember
was,
that.
You don't remember that? Yeah, I was totally there.
I remember that, and I was like, wait a second.
So
at this
basically,
point, I started drinking.
so
watching the film.
basically, Guitar Wolf and Mo.
And I'm thinking to
Broke it
myself,
up.
okay, so they had. Wait,
Yeah.
I missed part of this story. I've been
no,
watching
they, no,
this
they
film
never.
intensely.
Yeah, they never even hinted at the relationship there before.
So Guitar Wolf booked that club by doing stuff with that manager.
That's right. Oh, don't you remember how naughty we were?
How'd I miss that? Oh, I started drinking.
And then he pushes him into the lightning thing, which turns him into like flaming lightning bolts from the eyes, dude.
And
where he rips
just-
his wig off.
Yeah, he rips his wig off. That gives him like ultimate powers. So Guitar Wolf and Club Manager had a sexual history?
Yeah.
So once again, there was zero explanation at this point.
You know, I got a lot of problems with Keith Allen.
No, I think at this point they're just trying to wrap it up, and they're throwing so much shit into it.
What's going on here? It doesn't matter.
Just
Well,
do
it
something.
gives some credence to Guitar Wolf's
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's what it
If he
totally
did this guy?
Yeah.
To get a gig?
I don't know if he did it to get a gig.
Well, I mean, at least Guitar Wolf. Look,
I'm picturing Cody having that discussion with Marvin.
Guitar
Do you
Wolf.
remember to get on open mic night?
What
Do you
we
remember
did?
how
Guitar
naughty
Wolf was
we
like,
were?
"Hey, dude, at least yours looks like a girl." I was making out with that guy.
I was doing that, dude. Oh my!
Those little tennis shorts. There was no doubt what he was dealing with. Yikes. Remember that Fritz story about Kenny Rogers and the tennis shorts? We talk a lot about Fritz tonight, our musical voice. We're listening to him now. Go to fritzbeermusic.com to download all this great music. Back when he was recording, I want to say it was in Nashville, maybe? It could have been.
Yeah.
Fritz's band was coming in to record, and they were like, just wait a minute, we're recording with Kenny Rogers right now. Or we're about to record Kenny Rogers. Can you just hang out for a minute? Fritz was like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. We'll sit and watch Kenny record. This is years ago. Kenny walks in those tight little tennis shorts, little tennis shirt, headband, and unlike this guy, he was carrying his racket. He was on his way to a tennis lesson or something. Walked into the studio. They're like, all right, Kenny, we're live. They play the track. Kenny sings the song in the mic. One take. All right, Kenny, can we get another one? He's like, it's in there. Walks out. He's got tennis
in there.
He's got a tennis game. One take, boom, it's in there. I'm out. I've been using that for years. It's in there. But he had those shorts on. I've never seen pictures of it, but the way Fritz described those shorts is what the club manager's wearing. So yeah, it's very weird. Guitar Wolf and him are wrestling, and he gets reanimated back to life. The club manager, his wig shakes off, and somehow all of a sudden he's shooting fucking lightning bolts out of his eyeballs.
Oh.
And he's taking out UFOs right now.
yeah, yeah.
The UFOs are down there, and he's shooting laser beams out of his eyes, taking them out. Things have gone full-blown crazy. Zombies and UFOs, all sorts of shit. But then Drum Wolf
and Bass Wolf
fire
They
right
decided
through
to stop combing their hair.
No, hang on.
an RPG.
One of them brings up the big, huge RPG
A missile-
while the other one is combing his hair.
And boom, he shoots it right through the crazy
And
club
what
manager.
I love about this, he's standing right there. You see the shell. It blows a hole through his stomach. Not just goes through him and goes right through him. And then he's like, uh-oh. Hits the car behind him. He explodes. And he disintegrates.
Oh, it's awesome. And that's all practical effects. That's no CGI.
Oh, yeah.
They build a fake belly.
Beautiful.
And he's done.
Beautiful.
Finally, a bass and a drum player do something of worth. Well, Ace finally rides up on his moped to the Esso station. God, this Esso station gets a lot of play. And finds Tobio. And he reveals that he loves her. He loves him. He loves Tobio.
Okay. Let's go with that.
Hey, good for him. He's willing to overlook it.
Yeah.
He's all about love regardless. That should be a movie. That's your next big rom-com. Love regardless.
Not love always, love regardless.
Love regardless. Penis, whatever, just love regardless. It's a guy who just, you know what, just, what do you got? I'm going to be wrong if I fight this. So just, love regardless. Starring Jack Black and Jack Black. He plays the Oscar goes to Jack Black as Jacqueline Black. Now I want to make that movie. What gave you the inspiration, Jack, that you could pull off the transgender role of falling in love with yourself? Guitar Wolf. He taught us anything's possible when it comes to love.
This is the story we wanted.
It's not the story we wanted, it's the story we needed.
I'm always looking at scripts, and this one was just so crazy. And
Guys, what were you thinking? Rock and roll!
Love regardless, copyright 2016 Tuesday Night Cigar Club. Well, just then, a giant UFO flies over the city.
It's like the mothership of UFOs.
Yeah, it's like the Independence Day, the big one. And
by far, this is the most badass scene in the entire fucking
this scene
movie.
solidifies Guitar Wolf as a transcendent, mystical superhero.
Yeah.
He's not just a guitar playing badass. He's got powers.
He is the shit.
Yeah,
Especially how he made it up on that building in such record time.
the guy's amazing. Well,
mean, he just appeared at the top of the building,
and not only does he
Boom.
appear up there, he reveals a samurai sword hidden within the neck of his guitar.
which I'm wondering, where did the strings go?
Exactly.
Like, magical strings disappear. Fucking katana.
Hey, was I right?
Guitar katana
Was that the neck of his guitar? Did I get the term right?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
whips it out. Fucking sword in the. No wonder he carries the damn thing around him. It's got super awesome sword.
I can't believe he didn't use it beforehand, though, because things got really hairy there earlier. How did he
why
not go
he
for that
need
sword?
to? He's
Why'd
so
you need
fucking
to?
badass.
Well, he had those guitar
clips
picks.
that you could freaking gambit out
All right,
everywhere.
well, he gets up to the building. He pulls that samurai sword out from his guitar, and he stabs the UFO as it
And he
flies
just holds
over
it
him.
up and slices the fucking UFO ship in half.
As it cruises over Ace and Tobio, he says, Ace says, as the ship splits apart and explodes over Tobio and Ace, Ace says, on his leather jacket and his rock and roll, he loves her. The two most valuable things to him. I would put the hair gel in there somewhere.
Well, but is it really hair gel if it just stays in there permanently? Or is it just part of him?
I don't know, because the bass wolf and drum wolf had way more gel in their hair, and they were constantly having to maintain that.
Yeah, and they had powers, apparently. But he swears on everything that means to him that he loves her. And she lights up like a Japanese Christmas tree. She's so happy. Do they celebrate Christmas in Japan?
Yes, they do.
I thought so. The UFO blows up to smithereens, and all the zombies collapse immediately.
Yeah.
The minute that UFO blows up, all the zombies are dead.
It's just amazing that the 30-inch sword can cut through the giant fucking spaceship.
Guitar Wolf, man.
Yes.
Or as Tuttle calls him, Guitar Hero Wolf.
Guitar Hero Wolf.
Guitar Wolf rides off into the sunset on his motorcycle with the flames exhaust. Ace standing there in the road holding
And
Toby.
the car, apparently, that had been exploded by both Drum and Bass Wolf magically reappears unaffected.
These guys are spirits. Ace standing there on the road. He holds Tobio's hand. He tells us that this goes to voiceover now as he and Tobio start walking off. He says he never saw Guitar Wolf again. That he's not sure what happened that night really happened. Was it a dream? Was it a hallucination? Was it a dream? Was it reality? He doesn't know. But what he was taught was this: courage and rock and roll. And that love has no boundaries, nationalities, or genders. That's what Guitar Wolf said, and from now on, I'll be with Tobio, the two of us forever.
He wasn't the hero we deserved. He was the hero we needed.
Yeah, I guess that works. We'll go with that.
End the movie.
Boom.
If the director's vision of this was to make a movie accepting of transgenders, and how can I make it in the most entertaining... this isn't a Sundance Helen Mirren as the transgender... No. It's like, I want to make a transgender movie that teenagers will watch, and it's the craziest fucking thing, and maybe at the end of it, the movie's so awesome that maybe they'll take a little chunk of my message with them. He succeeded.
It also probably explains why it was made in Thailand.
It is the most batshit crazy social message movie ever made that I've seen. The movie is a message about acceptance, and
it was weird because, all right, so I like "Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood"
message,
which is very, it's got those messages through there. But they start out saying this is a parody. We are making fun of these movies. We're being very glib about this. Wild Zero didn't try to be glib. I mean, they weren't a parody. They weren't, trying to make fun of zombie genres or anything. They were actually
it's
being
a very
legit.
It's a very straight tale. It's a very straightly told story that happens to have an underlying hit you over the head message that
was kind of out of the blue.
Out of the blue in 1999.
Yeah,
it would feel very topical today if they made this today.
Oh yeah. Oh, if they made this today, you'd have everybody going, "Oh, look at them preaching their morality and shoving it down our throats."
Yeah. I love how guys that are always bitching about gays and transgenders, they always use that phrase. I'm just sick of these guys shoving it down my throat. It's like, you realize how gay you sound saying that, don't you? Just use some other thing. Like, every day I see it on Facebook.
I'm sick and tired of their hot, salty message.
But every day I see it on Facebook. You know what? They can do what they want. I'm just sick of these guys shoving it down my throat. Tell us more. You don't like things in your throat. Yeah, you know what? I give it huge props for doing this. When it did it and the way it did it. I got to give it a huge thumbs up. I'm amazed it didn't cross my radar beforehand.
I'm amazed that it's been almost 20 years.
Yeah. It's one of those weird anomalies. Like, how did this exist at the time and when I never heard of it? And then how did it get this far and I've never heard of it?
Yeah.
But the fact that it took us such a hard route to find the film to watch kind of explains that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, when you have no access,
we really had to
it.
work to watch this. I mean, I guess you could go on YouTube. We practice what we preach. We don't.
Yeah, but I think even then, like when I looked at for Wild Zero on YouTube, I think it was just the trailer.
Maybe so. We never resort to looking at the bootleg, the pirate sites. So we waited till we found a legitimate way to watch this.
Yeah.
Which will cancel our Fandor
exactly
subscription. But we did it legally. Man, I dug it. I dug it a lot. It was fun.
It was just a badass little movie.
Again, it raised a lot of questions that we clearly don't have the answers to.
Even if you take the message out of the movie, which is a shame if you do that, because I do think that it was integral to what the story was trying to say. But if you just watch it in just a sheer zombie rockabilly fun story, God, it had legs, man. It was a good little movie.
It really was. I said I would do this, and now I kind of see where maybe this is going to go if I do, but I'd be remiss if I didn't. We're here, summer of 2016. Everyone was very. I haven't heard anything about it in a few weeks, so I guess it's one of those maybe things that was a huge deal for everybody. The end of the world for a month, and now it's the whole Target bathroom thing. And I saw where Tim League, owner of the Draft House, was going to convert all his theaters to 3 bathrooms, I guess, to welcome everybody and not make anybody feel excluded. There's been so many arguments on both sides that there's no data to reflect that transgenders have been using the bathroom they want to for years. We just never knew about it.
Yeah.
And is that offensive that we just keep doing under? Do you guys have anything? I'm almost afraid to ask because we've already kind of
I don't
squandered in the murky murk here on so many things. The petition against Target I think got like 1 million.
Yeah.
We're not shopping there anymore if you do what you do. Even though statistics show that your chance of getting assaulted in the women's bathroom by no means. If somebody wants to sneak in there and do something, they're going to do it anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I just that's the common fireback is. Do you want some predator in there with your daughter? No. Obviously, the answer is fucking no. But at the same time, some dude could sneak in there anyway. I mean, there's nothing. Okay. There's not like a bathroom police who's stationed there,
just because
let me check your genitalia. No.
And once again,
I don't fucking care.
If you had never said anything, nobody would have known the difference.
Correct.
You raise, quote unquote, we want to raise awareness. Well, always raising awareness sometimes is not necessarily a good thing. Because the vast majority of people, they're already dealing with their life as it is, and they really can't deal with the unknown.
But at the same time, it's weird because you have like a transgender person going, I should be able to use the bathroom. I shouldn't have to sneak in it. I shouldn't have to go in there. I should be able to use it just, like everybody else. Just I'm out there and I'm proud. All right, so I want a law that says that I can do this without being, without having to sneak around. Now that gives credence to the other dudes going, you know what? I'm tired of that agenda being shoved down my throat. And it's weird because that's where I think it comes down to. There's no fucking right answer right now because I can see both ways. I mean, I fucking grew up in the Bible Belt. And then at the same time, I I don't really give a damn about this issue.
Well, you know,
Well,
and they'll
it
say, well,
all
of course,
to-
you,
no, that is-
you guys
that-
are privileged white males. Why would this? Why
Oh
would,
God,
why,
I'm
would you give a damn?
I'm so
about it?
sick and tired of that argument too. Everybody, you negate my opinion because I'm a privileged white male.
I'm just sick of you shoving your shit down my throat. You too.
Fuck you, man. Fuck
It's like
you.
it's like the whole thing is
You
like
know, and this falls back on. I can't think of the reference, but it falls within the.
I always find the best time to tackle these topics is when there's a sea of beautiful golden ales and
Rock and roll.
you know. That's why I was even afraid to bring it up.
You know,
'cause nothing you can say is going to make anybody happy.
If I can remember the damn reference, I would tell you, but it basically follows along. You want to talk to a person? You want to talk one-on-one to an individual? Fantastic. You will get a good answer.
yeah,
A person is smart.
the mob
But-
isn't.
People are stupid.
When
Because you're talking about you're trying to say, what do y'all think all at the same time? Well, in that instance, everybody starts looking around, going, "Well, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?"
yeah, you know,
Because I don't want to be outside of the group at this point because I'm in the group.
sure, nobody wants to be an outsider. Nobody wants to be like, oh, did you hear about, you know, Matt Cade's cool with his kid going into the bathroom at Target and peeing next to a guy. I'm like, well, first of all, if you're a good parent, you're not letting your little kid go into any public bathroom by themselves. I mean, that's just you as a shitty parent. Second of all, there's a gazillion things I'm more worried about than my daughter's peeing next to some guy in a skirt in the next thing. Pick your battles, man. There's so much to be worried about. I'm all for, you know, what if it makes sense and it makes people happy and there's no risk and whatever. So be
Well,
it.
you know, case in point. We went down into and saw
Cat's
How-
Fest.
not Cats Fest. A couple years ago, we went down and saw Halloween 3.
Yes.
Went and had a beer with
Our
gentleman
buddy-
next door
Yeah. Good friend.
and there was a dude
Dressed in a miniskirt.
dressed like Sailor Moon. And it's not like
No,
he
it
was.
was like a costume.
It was
Yeah,
not like he was
yeah.
effeminate. He was a 6 foot something dude,
Like the dude we saw at Cats Fest.
like and
Well,
dressed.
no, this was like he had beard. Like he was not
okay.
trying to.
Like Leslie.
but he's dressed like
Leslie.
From Austin.
He was doing an anime cosplay, and there was no convention anywhere. But nobody in the place, nobody, bartenders, patrons, paid any mind to it. Didn't think twice to just say, guess what? It's not that we're tolerant of this. Well, you know, people mistake tolerance as acceptance.
As acceptance,
We
yeah.
were just ignoring the guy. Period.
Well, I'd let him buy me a few drinks.
Well,
Again, that's just my rampant
Alcoholism.
but the point being,
They were body shots.
and sadly but true,
Sorry. You were driving.
but the point was nobody cared.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what? Dude wants to dress up like this and go out in public. Whatever. We don't care. We're trying to have a good time. We're trying to talk about John Carpenter movies and hang out and have a good time. The dude over by the bar, we don't give a shit less about.
At some point over the last few years,
but we did notice him.
Well, of course, he was wanting to be noticed.
Correct.
But at some point over the last few years, live and let live has become not enough.
Right.
And if you are in the minority to where you feel like you're just coasting on the live and let live, but you want more and shove it down our throats. All right, I'm not saying there's not merit in what you want. If you want to be 100% protected and treated like an eagle and all that.
Yeah.
But expect some questions, expect some dialogue, expect some debate.
But see, that's where I think that we're getting into such weird territories where dialogue and debate isn't acceptable anymore. If you're questioning it, their right to acceptance, and that's basically almost what it is. I demand my right that you accept me as I am,
No matter what.
and I'm cool with that. I will accept you, but good God, you have to accept my right to go, what the fuck?
You have to let Ace have his moment.
There was an interesting scene back when I was probably 19 or 20, and we were at this little, we call it a pipeline fest, where everybody would, a pipeline fest.
Get some shit shoved down your throat.
Anyway,
there,
a bunch of my East Texas friends would go find this. Basically, the pipeline would come in and cut these.
I'm so confused.
No, they would lay
more confused than Guitar Wolf.
No, seriously, they would lay their pipe.
Guitar Wolf, come rescue us from this.
pipe.
Guitar Wolf, come rescue us from this pipeline story.
No, the gas company would cut through the forest trees where they would lay their pipe.
Where's my wolf whistle?
Anyway, so we would all have
Blow the wolf whistle.
We would all have like keggers and just
To protest?
no, just to get fucked up and drunk.
Oh, you weren't protesting the gas companies. You were just,
No, we were just getting drunk on the pipeline
bulldozers
runs.
are digging. That's a good reason to
It was
drink.
hard for the sheriff. No, it was hard for the sheriffs to get out there, so everybody would go drink.
okay,
We were all,
okay. I understand. We understand that.
And
A land party.
There was this one kid there. He was probably about 18, 19. Came in from Colorado,
His name was Tobio.
and his name was Tobio. And he had piercings all over his face. He had like the
we killed it.
he had. No,
We
he had-
shoved him in that gas pipe.
He had
and
like
nobody-
the eyebrow rings, the nose rings. He even had a clay model for his Prince Henry that he was like, or Prince Charles or Prince Henry.
I think it's a Prince.
The dick piercing.
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert. That he was showing people. And he's like, hey, yeah, this isn't the only thing I got pierced. And
You killed him, didn't you?
I remember he was talking to like the most redneck fucking dude out there who, and I say that with God, all the love in my heart. And this guy was just like, and the kid was like, everybody's looking at me weird. Everybody's just, giving me
shoving it down our
giving
throats.
me funny looks. And the guy was just like,
Stop shoving your Prince Albert down my
you're
throat.
in the middle of East Texas.
Well, there's always the know your crowd.
What do you
Know your
expect?
audience.
And I'm not saying that people deserve to be looked at and ridiculed, because people weren't ridiculing this dude, but they were second glancing him. You don't see that every day. When did that become wrong? But I don't know.
Nothing you can say is right, dude.
No, it's nothing. It's kind of like the movie John Wayne and the Cowboys, when the cook gets in there with the kids for the first time, and none of them have seen a black guy, and it was like, my father was a Moor from, and it's
It's a weird time. Not, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Not weird. I mean, I'm curious where it goes from here. I'm curious if I just keep going back to Cody's thing about common sense. It's obviously those that argue against gay marriage. Their thing. Well, people will start marrying their dogs. All right, common sense. No one's gonna start marrying their dogs.
I'm actually to the point, if you want to get married to your dog, fuck it.
Stop shoving your dog dicks down my throat.
Don't fuck the dog, but
Too late. They already did it.
I don't know. But I mean, the fact that this movie sparked all this, I love it.
I love the fact that this movie sparked it. Because if there was anything that I saw the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, this movie's going to be badass. You've got
see this
Japanese
coming.
dudes
And
with
it brings
pompadours
up
and
a heavy-handed.
zombies and
Well,
stop shoving your message down my throat.
what do we call? Wait, would it be heavy-handed?
I don't think you can. Are we in trouble here?
Oh,
You know what? Maybe we should just talk to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club lawyer.
I'm gonna contact my lawyer.
Go watch it. Go get a free trial of Fandor, and you know what? Maybe you'll enjoy their vast selection of artistic and cultural
it's some
films.
weird shit
They got a lot
out
of weird
there,
stuff.
man.
So maybe $9 a month or whatever. Maybe you'll keep it around.
I will say that if you're going,
Maybe I drank so much tonight, I'll forget to cancel my membership, and I'll get charged a month, and then we're even, then we're square.
I will say this: if you're looking at this movie as wanting some big box office flair, pass on it because it's not it. It's a low budget of low budgets, and they did so much with that budget, but still, it's.
Let me put it this way:
it's raw.
If you like the movies we do and you trust us at this point, 32 episodes in, I give it a big thumbs up.
I did too.
Weird, out of left field messages and all. I thought it worked.
Totally.
And
absolutely.
Hey, you know what? If Ace said "fuck it" on my leather jacket and my rock and roll, I'm doing this. I'm not going to second question Ace. If Guitar Wolf is okay with it, I'm okay with it.
I mean, now if they showed a cutaway and Guitar Wolf's like, I totally told him to do it. Oh, he did it.
Dude, they show Guitar Wolf. Oh, come on, Guitar Wolf.
You bastards. You totally
They're fucking with them the whole time. I just did for our listeners, I just did a little blowjob motion with my hand. Yeah, maybe Guitar Wolf was just having a lot of fun with things.
I knew Guitar Wolf was part of the TNCC.
Oh, God, if he could sit in just for one show. Maybe when we do Love Irregular.
Why? He wouldn't say it. Why?
What was the show movie I went to? Love Irregularly?
Yeah.
Love
Regardlessly.
Love Irregardless.
Love regardless.
Love Irregardless. No,
Regardless.
Regardless.
Love regardless.
Jack Black. I somehow had
And
him
Jacqueline
screwing
Black.
Jack Black. We're going to do it.
Copyright.
Copyright 2016 Tuesday Night Cigar Club. Go watch the movie. Thank you, Keith Howell, for recommending this. I think we have 2 votes for Kirin being the better.
I very much go
the better
Kirin.
pairing guide. The better pairing.
The better pairing guy.
The better pairing beer with the cigar.
Right.
You stick with the
I'd stick
Sapporo.
with Sapporo.
I think both beers for me are much better with food. They're food beers.
I think so.
And
Yes.
they're draft beers. Much better on draft.
Yes. Absolutely.
We're gonna sit here and drink another 6 of each, just to get our official.
Hey, we got to be thorough.
We got to be thorough. That's what you pay us for. We got to do our due diligence.
We are scientists.
We got to shove these beers down our throat.
Stop shoving your beer down my throat.
I will never stop shoving beers down you guys' throat as long as you want me to. We'll be back next week with a political charged.
Maybe.
you are in the hot seat.
We're gonna put some guys in the hot
That
seat.
dude's going to bail.
You think so?
Yeah, he's not going to show.
I want you to apologize to him if he doesn't. I want you to say I thought you were going to bail, and
I'll see how it goes after my line of questions.
you've been douche'd.
Let me introduce you to our friend Tobio.
No, I don't want Toby anywhere near this place. Too many question marks.
Now, if he comes on the show and he's like, hey, I heard your Tobio discussion, and I want to say that was very progressive of you guys. I think that was very...
I hope
very,
you leave this listening thinking we are progressive, because we really are one of the most open-minded groups of guys I think you'll find.
We're not even open-minded. We just... For lack of... I don't want to say live and let live, but God, I mean, that's the way we are. Be cool to us and we're cool to you.
I think we're open-minded.
Absolutely.
I think we're progressive, open-minded individuals.
If
And
that's
I
what
think-
you call being cool to me,
Well, and
I'm
I also
cool to
think
you,
we're
then
also
that's
like
cool.
Guitar Wolf. I think in the right circumstances, we're willing to step up to the downtrodden and the those that are judged against. I think we'd make a stand, not like with a guitar and like that cool.
If I could have
No.
like the guitar with the
If we're not going to be
with
that
the
cool,
katana,
you go fuck yourself.
I want the guitar with the katana. If I have that, then I'll stand up to some people.
All right. Tuesday Night Cigar Club is your friend. On a dark and stormy night, you come across us. We're going to take care of you.
On the dark and stormy night. Oh
Well,
my!
We're not going to take care of you. We'll do something. Fritz Beer played a big part in tonight's show, even though he wasn't here. Not only we listened to his music, but the music from the film made us think of Fritz.
Yeah.
Go to fritzbeermusic.com and buy some music. He's as rock and roll as we know, and we love the guy.
It's his rock and roll, man.
Find us on Instagram. What's that link?
TNCC _cast
_podcast. We're gaining just a ton of followers on there.
Our Instagram is blowing up.
Ever since I liked that Tobio fan page, we've been getting just a ton of very interesting followers. Demographic? ? Twitter, do we do anything on there anymore?
At TNCC Cast. Yeah, we do some stuff.
Facebook, Tuesday Night Cigar Club Podcast.
As long as they keep us around.
I changed our name back to Tuesday Night Cigar Club on Facebook.
Fuck yeah,
Fuck
don't
them.
bow down.
I changed it when they were getting rid of the cigars, and I went back.
Yeah, fuck that.
That makes me kind of Guitar Wolf.
In a small way. More like Bass Wolf.
Bass. I'll take Bass Wolf. I'll take Guitar Bass. What
Guitar Hero
any other
Bass.
links? Go to catsfest.com to look into next year's Cats Fest. It was
Go
a
to
help.
our YouTube page.
Go to YouTube page.
Tuesday Night
All our
Cigar
Cats
Club.
Fest interviews are going to be on there.
Yeah.
And
Wait for the, like I said, you can go in there, see the JD interview. That was an awesome interview.
we're going to drop Fred Rui from
Got
Nomad.
Fred Rui coming
Robert
up.
Caldwell, that's an interesting
Caldwell.
one.
Dude, check out Robert Caldwell. That's an interesting cat. See our buddy Derek, man.
Buddy
Enjoyed
Derek
talking with
from
Derek.
Black Label and TJ Cigar Lounge. He did a good
Absolutely.
interview. I was proud of him. Represented.
I was about to say, the man stepped up and was like slipped into the... Because when you look at it, there was CEO Jonathan Drew, there was CEO Robert Caldwell, there was CEO Fred Reway, and then there was national sales dude Derek, and he hung with all of them.
Yeah, really did good. Considering how fresh he was in the role.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a good
asset.
A good asset to those boys.
Oh yeah.
So check out everything Tuesday Night Cigar Club related, and leave us an iTunes review. I'm still waiting. I'd like more iTunes reviews.
By the way, if you would like a shirt, go to the Tuesday Night
Our store is open?
Store's open, motherfuckers.
Buy a shirt.
Hell
And we're gonna
yeah.
be doing, you know what? I'll give it some thought. I was gonna do it tonight, but I am still recovering. We're gonna do some giveaways for shirts on the show too, so stay tuned. But go to the store. I think we got like coffee mugs, thongs,
Not
I'm
we
wearing
have
mine
a-
right now.
Not sure we
Wait,
have a
what?
thong.
guitar picks. Got all sorts of cool shit.
They will not fly out of your hand and kill zombies, unfortunately.
And on the store,
We don't
you,
have thongs.
on
and
the
we
store
don't have
you can
guitar
get those
picks.
weenie little American Apparel tight T-shirts, not the big thick shit that I like.
I apparently gained too much weight for my tight shirt.
See, now you like that gilding shit, don't you? Check us all
Not
out.
this guy. Look at. Oh, look at.
And you know what?
Look at those guns.
If we did offend anybody tonight,
It's probably ourselves.
well, you guys offended me quite a bit.
I am sick and tired.
But I think I
of your
speak
shit.
for all of us when if we did happen throughout this huge myriad of conversational topics, if we did happen to offend anybody, there's just 1,000 of other podcasts you can listen to.
Yeah,
But they won't be
This might not be the one for
'cause
you.
I'm
They
gonna
will
say-
not be as cool as this.
I'm gonna say lighten the fuck up and just have fun, man. We don't mean
Take a deep breath.
any crap by it. Sorry, Yakuza.
But wait,
Oh, except the Yakuza. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Spare me.
wait. The Yakuza is not Canadian.
You did have a. I'm so sorry.
You had.
Oh, I just offended the Canadians while apologizing to the Yakuza.
You just said
I think
sorry.
so. I think so.
I'm
I
so
am
damn
so
sorry. So sorry.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, it's good to see you, boys. It's good to get back in the saddle. Let's keep it going. We'll be back next week, and we'll be much more regular from now on. Unlike, as
No, don't go there. Please.
I'm gonna offend the incontinents of the world.
We can't.
They've got it coming. Just eat some cereal, some granola. You'll be fine. On that note. On that note about the merits of fiber and a good diet of grains, and he's going for the finger. He's doing it. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather. Hey, this fits in. Sayonara, motherfuckers.
To learn more about the time my punk band Caucasian Flesh Sword opened up for Guitar Wolf at the Apache Saloon, only to get booed off the stage when I dropped my leather pantaloons and showed the sweaty room full of Japanese teenagers my own tiny but ferocious Yakuza member, please, read my now out-of-print manga, One-Eyed Evil Dragon, by Keith A. Howell, a.k.a. the erotic beast of the... Wait a minute, are you trying to get me into trouble again here, Matt? You know, maybe I really should talk to my lawyer. In the meantime, to learn more about the cigars and libations enjoyed on tonight's episode, you can visit www.famous-smoke.com, www.sapporobeer.com, and www.kirin.com. For more on O'Brien's Irish Pub, the live music leader in Central Texas, please visit o'brienstemple.com and download their free smartphone app, where you'll find full beer listings including over 40 on tap, menu information, and a calendar of upcoming live events. To listen and purchase music heard on tonight's program, check out www.fritzbeermusic.com. Thank you for listening to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. This is Keith A. Howell saying until next time, friends, unless we see you sooner at the pub. So keep it smoky, and for God's sake, keep it ballsy as well.